for the Pig and the Hen.
Pig and the Hen Show. Pig and the Hen Show.
It's time now for the Pig and the Hen Show.
Pig and the Hen Show. Pig and the Hen Show.
It's time now for the Pig and the Hen.
Pig and the Hen Show. Pig and the Hen Show.
It's time now for the Pig and the Hen Show.
Pig and the Hen Show. Pig and the Hen Show.
Boom Chanka, how's it going, everybody out there in the internet land? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United for the Pig and the Hen Show with Henry Hotspur joining me from Guangzhou, China there. How are we all doing? Hope you're having a good one. How are you, Henry?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. Obviously, bit of a situation out here. Things have moved on. Things have changed since last week. Obviously, I spoke about the coronavirus outbreak last week. A lot's happened. We're going to get into that during the show. But okay.
Good stuff, my man. Good stuff. Apologies for being a little bit late today, everybody. By the way, that's on the pig this time. Not been sleeping well. Got all sorts of tooth issues, which are hopefully going to be sorted out soon enough. But yeah, literally had a few hours sleep, so I'm literally like the Walking Dead. You know, Henry looks like Rick Grimes to me right now. I'm buckling, and just appreciate that. But thank you very much for getting in here and waiting patiently, everybody. I want to give my customary shout-outs at the start of this video to the likes of Alex Rudd, the likes of Rincon, the likes of The Saint, Gungshi, G-Wolf United, JP, Stefan Harringtonio, Football with Brownie, The Music Fiend, Griffo Chaz, Arthur of Us, Craig China, and everybody else, Foyce Hassan. You know, thank you very much for getting involved today with today's Pig and the Hen Show football podcast. Get involved in the live chat throughout as we go along. But anyway, Hen, yeah, so what's new with you, mate? What do you want to kick off the show with today?
Firstly, I'm not Rick Grimes, right? I'm Negan, right?
You're Negan?
I'm a survivor, mate. Do you know what I mean? He's still in the show. I know the show.
Oh, whoa! I've not seen the last season, mate. I've not seen the last season, though.
Sorry, you're not bothered about the listeners. It's just about you.
That's correct.
Spoiler
yeah, I mean
alert,
these guys. It's up to them if they want to watch The Walking Dead and keep up with it. But I
got
personally haven't
up to
seen it.
date by
No
now.
spoilers, mate. People do not like spoilers as well. Like some of these people in the chat here, they will not appreciate if you spoil The Walking Dead for them, my friend.
Well, you should. You know, I didn't say Rick Grimes isn't in it.
Well,
but
no, but you know, apparently Negan's just spot on and he's a survivor. Do you know what I mean? Last I heard, that prick ran out of prison. Do you know what I mean? Never to be seen again.
Oh, come on, mate. Surely by now you should be up to date. What's wrong with you?
No, I'm not up to date, mate.
Well,
I'll tell you what it
like
is.
The show, then, do you?
Well, no. That's the biggest problem. I love the first few series. The problem with The Walking Dead is it's just shit these days, mate. That's the actual problem.
So I don't think anybody cares knowing what's going on. You
like
said
I was really
Rick
into
Grimes.
it.
All I'm saying is I'm more of a Negan right now because I'm surviving. That's what I'm saying.
Fair enough, though. I could definitely see you in like a leather jacket with a red neckerchief compared to like a police uniform, to be fair, mate. So, so I can see what you're saying there, my friend.
Don't let on to your sexual fantasies. Nobody wants to know.
You're very astute, Henry. But anyway, okay, I suppose we better get onto the football chat then, lads and lasses, which, you know, it's been a bit of a shit week for United in terms of results out there on the pitch. As I say in this title of this video, Spurs are once again above United in the Premier League.
Oh, come on, Peg. It's do you know what I mean? It's tic-tac-toe. Don't be so sensitive. Don't be like a child. You know what I mean? It can soon change. Hopefully it won't. But there's no need to sit there like some kind of petulant kid. You know what I'm saying?
So that's rich coming from you, my friend. Do you know what I mean? Things like I've been chatting to freaking Dennis the Menace every single week up till now. As soon as you get a couple of points ahead and all of a sudden I'm humble. But anyway, no, fair enough, mate. I mean, what can I say? You know, great win from Jose Mourinho, that 2-0 against Man City. It wasn't without its controversies, but overall, I did actually watch that game, and overall, I think that Tottenham deserved to win the game, to be fair, mate. Even though City peppered them and had way more chances for a lot of the game, you know, it's all about taking those chances, and that's exactly what Spurs did. I think they only had three shots on goal. They converted 2 of them. City had like 20. I know it's probably a bit ridiculous to say that City didn't deserve to win that game, but they had a man sent off end of the day. and they didn't take the chances. So I thought Spurs did a good job. I thought Jose's done a good job. Yeah, you know, there you go. Spurs are back up to, what is it, 5th now, 2 points ahead of Man United.
Exactly that. I mean, for me, it was the first time. It was really the first time where it felt for me as a Spurs fan, you know, watches every game that I physically can. Always try to analyze the game personally, and for the first time, I really felt like that was a Mourinho side out there. He set them up, and they played exactly how he wanted them to. And I think he's been there long enough to be able to instigate that kind of performance. And that was a true Mourinho style performance that worked. You know, we kept the clean sheet. We got a little bit of luck, you know, a little bit of luck can go a long way. They hit the woodwork once or twice, I believe. But bottom line, we kept them out. They ran out of energy. I mean, this has happened. The thing is, we played on their weaknesses. This has happened to City time and time again. This is why they are not the dominant force as they once were in the Premier League right now, because it's happening to Pep's team again and again. They attack. They have the possession. They're playing the fantastic football. But for some reason, they're just not quite, it's happening again and again. They're not quite scoring enough, scoring enough goals. And they're leaking goals at the back. And suddenly the confidence goes, the heads go down. You can see it amongst the players. They know that they're not winning the Premier League this season. And it's really affecting them. And, you know, Jose did fantastically well. It's not beautiful football from Tottenham Hotspur, but you would not see Tottenham winning a game like that, especially without Harry Kane, with Pochettino at the helm. I'm telling you that right now.
Yes, yeah, you might be right there. I think it was a very Jose Mourinho-esque style performance, aka just basically getting battered for the whole 90 minutes and then getting lucky. As you said, no, like I say at the top of it, I did think Spurs played some good stuff, actually. The goals were quality. Let's talk about your new signing then, Steven Bergwijn, my friend, who scored on his debut, man. Nice control, was it chest and volley from the lad, stuck it away. Young player, just come in there, debut game, dream debut for Steven Bergwijn. And there you go, mate. I mean, what you've got to be happy with that, don't you?
Well, of course, yeah, very happy. I mean, you know, I'll talk about the you know, our new signing a bit later on, actually. But you know,
hinting at the nutbagger note.
I think we need to potentially. But I mean, in regards
ruined.
To, spoiler alert! In regards to, you know, I think that's very backhanded of you. I think it's still, you know, just because it's your ex-girlfriend there at Manchester United, just because, you know, he left on a bad note, you know, so to speak. You know, you can't just dismiss that performance as, oh, you got lucky. You know, you just didn't somehow manage to keep the goals out. You know, it wasn't like that. That was a Mourinho performance. I already admitted that was not the kind of performance that is necessarily enjoyable to watch, because it wasn't. It only became enjoyable to watch in the latter part of the game, when you could see City's heads drop.
When City had 10 men,
they started to tire a little bit. We still had the energy. Suddenly, we came alive in that second half. You know, with the couple of goals, but it wasn't just those goals. We had this kind of, we had this solidity. As soon as that first goal was put in and we were winning 1-0, we had this solidity that I have never seen at Tottenham Hotspur before. You know, this is new. This is a new era. This is Mourinho's style. You know, I'm not sat here gloating. I'm not saying this is going to be the be-all and end-all and we're going to start winning trophies because of it. What I'm saying is I am able to see, to tangibly touch something that is Jose Mourinho right now at Tottenham
You
Hotspur.
want to touch Jose?
Yeah, I'm loving it.
Nice one. You know, it wasn't without its controversies though, Hen. I did watch the game, and you know, like there was an incident in the game which I thought they got wrong with the VAR, which you may disagree and a lot of people may disagree. But you know, after the penalty save, so Hugo Lloris makes the penalty save, right? And then
Sterling goes down. Like
it gets put into the path of Raheem Sterling, and Raheem Sterling gets to the ball first. Now the ball is on the way out of play, but it's still, you know, it's technically in play when Hugo Lloris comes gallivanting in there, my friend. And Hugo Lloris definitely gets to that second by a considerable margin. I thought that was another penalty, mate, because he's completely taken the man out while the ball's still in play.
That's because, Pig, you are wet, mate.
Nah.
You are
You're the
wet.
wet idiot around here,
You
my
are
friend.
not.
Use the
If you are
emoji.
bacon, you're not. If you're bacon, you're not the dry, crispy type. You are that wet, soggy, disgusting bacon that hasn't been cooked properly. That's what you are.
Some of us like that type of bacon, okay? You crispy freaking fiend. Do you know what I mean?
The worst comeback ever.
I've only just woken up, mate. You crispy fiend. Yeah, not the best of comebacks, to be fair, mate. But if you wanted that, you should have scraped it off your mum's teeth.
Listen, you should have seen the reaction from the Tottenham players when Sterling went down like that. Sterling goes down like a sack of potatoes, and end of the day,
it was a foul, mate.
No way that was a foul. I mean, Hugo was there, but he did not touch the player that caused Sterling to fall down. He just fell over.
No.
On purpose.
Sterling has touched the ball first, technically keeping it in play, having exerting a force on the ball, and then Hugo Lloris comes in afterwards and takes him the hell out, mate. I just thought it was a completely contentious decision, but there you go. One thing as well, Henry, did you see Jose Mourinho when he's running over to the assistant referee? Please tell me you saw it. That's one of the best things I've ever seen in my life.
Well, yeah, probably. Of course, he's passionate, isn't he, Jose? He's going to say what he thinks.
Yeah, but did you see the incident? So the penalty is saved, or was it given? I can't remember what happens exactly now. But basically, he goes and laughs it off and sits over on the sidelines, just laughing his head off. And then his assistant tells him that they didn't give the yellow card to Sterling or whatever it was. I don't know. And then he just goes freaking mad and does this freaking sprint all the way over to the assistant referee. It's one of the best things I've ever seen.
Yeah, well, why not? Why not?
It was like a pure comedy sketch.
That's exactly what I would do. That's what you have to do. That is part of the job these days. That is part of the job.
Why is that part of the job?
Of course
to do a stupid comedic Mr. Bean run over to the assistant ref.
No. It's part of the job to you have to play the game as it is. As a manager there, you sat there. There's no such thing as being noble, being the gentleman as a manager of a football team anymore, because at the end of the day you having to deal with actual referees, video referees, ball boys, etc. It's all part of the game, mate. Of course it is.
What? Dealing with ball boys and stuff, Henry. You're confusing me a little bit here, mate. I may have only just woken up, but you are not making very much sense to me, pal.
Right, the ball boy thing. This is when Mourinho was first started at Tottenham. The ball boy gives the ball to one of our players, is throwing it in, and it ends up being a goal. Okay, and if Jose wasn't on the ball to that extent, sorry, it wasn't anything to do with Jose giving the ball to the ball boy, but what it was is that ball boy got praised. He got invited to a dinner afterwards. Thing, Jose actually mentioned the boy in the media, saying this is the sort of ball boys we need. It's all part of the team ethic. It's about breeding that family vibe through the whole club. It's making a difference. So trust me, there is more to being a manager than just managing the actual team. It's managing the whole club.
Yeah, fair enough. Certainly used to be more at the fore a few more years ago. Nowadays, it's not as much, but I do think that's a big factor. If you expect, like Jose has, I think they've got a different ball boy every single match day now that goes and has lunch for the team. So it is a nice touch. Fair play to him. He's a good PR man, this guy, isn't he? To be fair, he knows what he's doing there. But no, I thought VAR has just had another mare in that game anyway. Maybe they're a bit fortunate to win it, but the fact is they did win it. They did move up to 5th. City are just slipping up at the moment. Pep Guardiola, is his job in danger at all? I mean, I know they're champions. I know they've done an incredible job over the last few years. But if you were in their position with the resources available to them, the players available to them, the fact that they did spend and invest a lot in the summer as well to try and keep pace and to try and stay at the top of the league. They brought in, Cancelo and who else did they bring in? Rodri and a couple other players. They did spend quite a bit in the summer, did Man City. So the fact that they've done that and they are underperforming, I mean, they're not going to finish outside the top 4, but they're certainly not going to challenge and win the title either. So it is just a bit of a non-season for them. And when you're City, who are current champions, with the resources and what they're spending, I'm not so sure if he's doing that good of a job this season at all. They just seem very sloppy at the back and way too inconsistent for City, for the champions.
Yeah, I mean it's difficult with Man City. The fact is they have done very well under Guardiola in the Premier League there, and this season obviously Liverpool has absolutely surpassed them. I think it's very difficult for any team that are expected to do well when you have someone like Liverpool that's absolutely piling away, and what City, what was expected of them at the beginning of the season. I mean, nobody could. This is kind of unprecedented, a team of Liverpool's performance. If City were expected to lose a couple of games early season, which they had done, and now it's got to the stage where they just cannot compete. Are Liverpool setting a new bar? Is this what is to be expected in seasons to come when, it should be essentially you shouldn't lose a game all season? I don't know.
No, it's incredible, to be fair, what Liverpool are doing. I mean, I wouldn't expect City or any team ever to keep pace with them. The fact is, you wouldn't. They're the team with the most points at this stage of the season. They've only drawn one game. All the rest they've won. So, yeah, they're incredible. It doesn't matter how good City are this season, really, Liverpool would still be ahead of them. That's the fact. Unless City also had one of those seasons where it was a record breaker, then that's just a fact. So Liverpool far and away the best side of the league. Pep's let it slip. Maybe the players' heads have gone a little bit because they know that they can't challenge and win the league. So, like you say, that fight, that passion, that desire to claw your way back and challenge up there is not there because it's just too far away.
Absolutely gone, yeah.
Yeah, and in terms of top four, they're probably safe for that. So, yeah, I think it's maybe a motivation issue. They have had some injury problems, of course, recently, but I think that they're just going to peter out to the end of the season, finish top four, and I don't even know, maybe you'll see a little cheeky move from Pep Guardiola come the end of the season. I think he's getting a little bit bored of the job at City, and you know how he likes to change jobs every few years and go to a new challenge. You might just see him going to manage over in Serie A or something like that. Just a hunch I've got. Maybe I'll completely out of line there, but I just think Pep Guardiola, maybe his time's coming to an end at Man City.
Well, you might be right. But if he did that, he would be an absolute melter. It'll be an absolute retreat. He's been doing fantastic in the Premier League for a few years now. And for him just to capitulate and think, do you know what? Klopp's coming at Liverpool. He's doing better than I can do, and I'm going to leave. That would be running away. I mean, I don't think he's done that before. I think every time he's left before, he's been a winner, and he's left the club thinking, right, I've done everything I can for this club. We've done well, and it's time for my next challenge. I mean, okay, so he's won a few things with City, but
a lot more than Klopp's won with Liverpool, to be fair.
Like,
he's won a lot. Like, he's won the title multiple times. Okay, he's not won the Champions League.
He
want to win the Champions League with City, I would imagine. But he's still won the league multiple times. I don't know. I don't know if there's much left for him in English football.
Pig. What I mean, Pig, though, is has he left, Barcelona or left Bayern Munich when another team is absolutely destroying his team? I don't think that's happened before.
Well, no, but I mean, he might have left them where he's underperformed slightly, or not underperformed slightly, but like, for instance, with Bayern, he didn't win them the Champions League, did he? But
that's the Champions League. I mean, in terms
of
domestic,
but for a club like Bayern
and
a manager like Pep, that's got to be one of your goals over a few-year period, right? And then the league, yeah, I'm sure he smashed up every single year in the Bundes. I don't really know. I wasn't following it too closely, but certainly at Barcelona, I remember the first time he left, he was very stressed out and said that basically, it's just there's too much freaking pressure because he loves the club so much and all this stuff. So he sort of melted out at that time. But he was unbelievably successful though. So I think he wanted a new challenge. He just wanted a new challenge that wasn't Barca, that didn't have that personal pressure for him, because obviously that's the club he played for and loved, and he felt a very personal responsibility for how they're doing out there on the pitch.
Okay, sure.
And so he wanted to change now. So he strikes me as the sort of manager that wants a few-year challenge and then moves on and looks for another challenge. He's not managed in Serie A. He's not managed in the French league.
You could look at Jose in the same light. I mean, but both of those managers, obviously Jose in United was different. Jose in the recent Chelsea stint was different. But before that, Jose was doing very well at every single club. And okay, he might not have been, those clubs' biggest. The fans of those clubs when he was at Inter, when he was at Real Madrid, in the end, they sort of wanted him out. That's the thing. I mean, I think Guardiola was still more popular. Was he not? Would you say? Okay, this is a good question. Let's put it out there. Was Guardiola more missed at his previous clubs than Jose in general? That's the question.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. We don't need to put that to the viewers because it's obvious that he definitely was. Jose usually, look, he does well with them in terms of what he wins. Maybe the club's missed what he wins, but when he leaves them, it's usually in some sort of a disgrace or a bad breakup. So I don't think people miss him as much. Even like Chelsea, who regard him as a sort of club legend, the first time around maybe more so, but certainly the second time they were glad to see the back of him. And same with United, same with Real Madrid. I don't think Inter's the case. I think Inter, they really wanted him to stay, and he was very, very missed at Inter. So I think that's the one scenario for Jose where that is the case. But yeah, good call, Henry. Everybody, thanks for tuning in to the Pig and the Hen Show live today, by the way. Sorry, a little bit late. Every single Wednesday around about 1 p.m. UK time we do this show. So thank you to all of you legends that are tuning in right now and take the time to join us for this show. Voodoo Chili, Gungchi, Ruthless Sausage, Sam Ingram, RetroUnlimited.com, little free plug there, Adferling Skills, Clam J, Mark Sin, the Sinan Man, the Sinanator is in here, so thank you very much for getting in there. Appreciate everybody who is stopping by. Please do us a favour if you are tuning in, help us out on the Pig and the Hen Show. Smash a cheeky little like on this video. If you're new to the channel, also hit that subscribe button also. Let's just read a couple of your comments out and then we'll move on with the show then. Ruthless Sausage says, Pep is a fraud. I mean, you know, his record speaks for itself, really. I still regard that Barcelona side that he had as probably the greatest team I've seen in my lifetime. Now, just in terms of the style and the players they had and how they went about it, Xavi, Iniesta and Messi, you know, it's an incredible freaking team. And Pep Guardiola was a big factor in that, so he's got to go down as one of the best ever. Gungshi comments Pep to United. I mean, look, if it was a few years ago and we had the option to get Pep before he went to City or even Klopp before he went to Liverpool, we'd have been foolish not to do that. But right now, I don't ever think we can do that. Retro comments, if Pep wins the Champions League, he'll leave. If he loses it, he'll leave. So he thinks he's going to leave regardless. Clam J comments, Pep losing makes for entertaining passive-aggressive post-match interviews. You're right about that one. Yeah, he doesn't like to lose, does he, this man? He was pretty animated on the sidelines as well during that game. I've got a super chat here from my missus, Nicola, who've commented and said, Pig is my melter at the moment. Have a good show, guys. Oh, thanks for that, Nicola. Thanks for me.
That super chat there. Don't care if it's from your missus.
Oh, nice one, Nick. You see, just giving money away to YouTube and Henry here. You'd have been better off just coming in the other room and sticking £2 down on my desk. But anyway, what? So I'm the melter at the moment. Thanks for that, Nick. Yeah, thanks for that, for the public spat.
So just
but
quickly,
anyway,
are we coming through loud and clear? Because you are coming through awful to me. Do you know what I mean? Like, maybe I should be celebrating because I don't have to listen to you in HD or see your actual face correctly. But actually, deep down, no, I'm sort of missing you a little bit. And it's very difficult to communicate with you right now. Am I coming through fine to you? And to the...
You're coming through absolutely spot on fine to me. This the Saint commenter says it sounds good. Hopefully there's no issues here. Retro on Lin says hens on the old dial-up. I think he's just using his mobile data and his gaff. That's why, maybe. I don't know. Maybe you've got some interference. But it's absolutely fine.
No, I'm on my Wi-Fi. I'm on my Wi-Fi, but I'm on the balcony, and usually I just use my 4G or whatever. So that might be it. I tried to use my 4G earlier, tried to switch it on, but I think I need to pay. I think I need to pay up because I think it's been disconnected today. So yeah,
right.
I mean, yeah, I'm not like that. You know, I do pay my bills. Okay. That might be the reason why. So I don't know. I'm almost thinking I might just go and pay for it now because I'm struggling to hear you, Pig. I am. Everybody else is fine? Is it just me? Is it just me struggling?
It's just you, my friend. Yeah, it's just you. That's a shame, but no. Can you've done the whole show up until now, my friend? Can we not carry on then?
We can. I can just about hear you, but I do need to go to the toilet quickly, and also I might just give me 1 minute. Can you give me 1 minute? Could you afford me that? Can you afford me that?
Try not to. If you disconnect though, then I disconnect too. So
I won't need to disconnect. I don't think I need to disconnect.
Great stuff. All right, mate. See you in a bit. Go make it rain.
Right, see you shortly.
Nice one. Okay, yeah, so thank you to everybody that is joining us today. You're a bunch of bloody legends. Gungshi says, read the super chat, Pig. I've missed the super chat here. Oh, Alex Rudd. How you doing, Alex Rudd? Thank you very much for getting in here. Comments, Nicola is a melter for not coming on the chat. There you go. Nicola, you're a melter for not going on the chat, love. I think she should stay out of that chat right now, to be fair. No, she's a bloody legend, my missus, to be fair. The stuff she puts up with. Obviously, I'm in a very grumpy mood today. Lots of tooth pain on the go. She's come over to see me, and I've got her sat in the other room here while I do the pig in the hen. And I was a little bit mean to her, so I just want to say apologies to Nicola. There you go, darling. Anyway, let's crack on with the show. So, Manchester United... I'll wait for Hen to get into the Wolves game. I was going to sort of dissect it a little bit. But let's see what you guys think about anything we've discussed so far in the show. Mark Singh comments, Pig's my melter too, as he missed my joke last week. What joke was that, Mark Singh? You're going to have to let me know. Maybe I did miss it, but either way, I personally think you're a melter as well, Mark, for messing up my freaking question and stitching me up out of the quiz, my friend. By the way, contesting that later on with you during a question of sin. I'm not having that go down as the Henry Hotspur victory from last week. No chance. Not on your Lenny, Mark. Have a look at the replay. VAR rules. Decision goes to the pig. That's the fact. How you doing, Pepper Red? Thank you very much for getting in here. Gungshi is about to rain in Guangzhou. Mark Van Doyle says, what's up, Piggo? How you doing, Mark? Thank you very much for stopping by. Idil Farouk comments, Pig, can Liverpool win the treble? As sickening as it is to say, possibly they're one of the best teams, around, certainly at the moment. Best team in the world in terms of winning the Club World Championship, champions of Europe. Could they do the treble this season? I mean, it's possible. I wouldn't put it past them. It's very unlikely. It's very, very unlikely they could match the treble winning side of 99 and Sir Alex Ferguson. I very much doubt that, but they are an incredible team. Nick M comments, did you watch the Igalo interview? I haven't seen the Igalo interview yet, actually. I've heard a couple of little snippets and stuff like that. I understand he took a little bit of a pay cut to actually join Manchester United, which I think is bloody amazing when you've got a player coming in who doesn't have to play because he can just chill over in China. He's coming over taking a pay cut so he can pull on that red shirt and play for Manchester United. I think that's absolutely amazing. So I'm really excited for the prospect of seeing him play. Henry, how you doing, mate?
Hello, I'm back. So basically, I've just paid for my subscription. So I'm hoping that I could just switch my Wi-Fi off now, and it would kick in, and then this is going to be better for me because I'm such a self-centered person that I couldn't care less about you or all the listeners. And if this is going to be a bad experience for me for the next hour and a half, couldn't care less. Does that make me a selfish person? I'm pretty selfish, aren't I? Really.
Well, yeah, if you're willing to sacrifice the whole show and let it go down the shitter just for the sake of being able to hear me, then yeah, that's fine. But you better do what you better do then, Henry, so we can crack on with the show.
Trouble is, I couldn't. Trouble is, no, I am having problems. I couldn't really hear what you just said there. This is the problem. I'm coming through loud and clear, but I can't hear you. This is the issue. So I'm thinking, right, should we give this a go?
Just go for it then, yeah. Let's do this.
All right, we're going to switch off Wi-Fi now. 3, 2, 1.
All right, sorry about this, lads and lasses. Typical Henry Hotspur. I'm trying to increase the production values of the bloody show. What have we got here? This front bloody melter of the moment. Doing this sort of guff. But anyway, hopefully it will reconnect in a second and we'll have Henry Hotspur back to do the show. But yeah, it is what it is. The Saint coming 300 grand to £100,000 a week. Yeah, that's what Igalo's doing as he's coming over here. Hopefully, I mean, I don't actually know what the percentage that we're covering or that Shanghai are covering of that. There you go, Henry Hotspur. Can you hear me?
Well, I just switched the Wi-Fi off. I switched it back on again. But, you're coming through really poorly. I believe if I switch my phone off, if I do that, but the thing is, I kind of went from connection to non-connection very easily there. So I think you can still keep this. You can still keep the show going whilst I attempt to switch off my iPhone 6S and then switch it back on again, and we might be okay.
That's definitely going to mess up the show, but if that's what you got to do, mate, that's what you got to do, But so you can't hear me again now.
Well, I can just about hear you, but it's not good. It's really not good.
Well, to be
It's very
fair, we don't
difficult
know
to
if it's gonna.
communicate.
We don't know if this is gonna be like this even after you've turned it off or not. So maybe we should just freaking
Oh
crack
no, but
on. Do you know what I'm saying?
it definitely won't be like this because it's never been like this before. Never.
Okay, mate. Well, if that's what you need to do, we're just gonna have a slight break in the show, lads and lasses. I apologise.
Right,
I know it's an
2-second break.
absolute
Let me
bloody
switch
mare.
off. Let me switch back on. I'll be back with you shortly.
And
all
because
right?
I've just got
I'll
it
be
set
back
up on the
with ya.
Skype connection here, I will go as well, lads and lasses. So there may be a slight interlude. Go and get a cup of tea. Yeah, we'll
Tea break. Put
figure it
the
out.
ads on. Put the ads on.
All right, back in a moment then, lads and lasses.
Back in the tick.
Oh my days, what a bloody melter of the moment. Yo, I just thought I'd come over to this side and just, this isn't the end of the video, by the way, lads and lasses. I just want to go over here so I can still speak to you because the microphone's set up on this one. Yeah, Henry's a melter of the moment, eh? Shocking, man. Trying to do a decent show here. Crikey. Christ alive. But anyway, there you go. Thank you to everybody that is still tuning in and waiting patiently for Henry to get back. We'll get on with the show as soon as that's feasibly possible. Until then, thank you to all these legends on the list here, as you can see, that help support this channel. Much appreciated. Yeah, I'd like to just shout out all the people that are tuning in. My guy, G Wolf, Gungshi the Saint, JP, AK, Football with Brownie. He comments, sponsors are turning away due to Henry's antics. You're right about that one, Football with Brownie. Do you know what I mean? Not only does he berate and slag off the occasional product we get to freaking talk about on here, you know, he also freaking... anyway, it's just a twat. I'll be back in a second. He's back online, so let me call him again.
It's time now for the pig and the hen.
There we go. That is so much better.
How do you know it's much better? I haven't even said anything.
Because I can see you, I can hear you, I can see your wrinkles. Do you know what I mean? That's what I like, you know?
Brilliant. Okay, finally, we got there in the end.
That's so much better. I mean, honestly, I'm sorry. I probably could have soldiered on with how it was.
I think we're getting to the stage where you need to get yourself a little cheeky little freaking wired connection on a laptop or something and do it out the freaking back balcony.
Well, possibly,
here,
but this is so much better, though. I mean, you know, it's my fault. It is my fault. I should have been prepared, shouldn't I? Because the thing is, I haven't left the apartment for days. I didn't even know my 4G wasn't working.
Oh, okay.
You see what I mean?
No, fair enough, mate. Yeah, what's going on over there? Are you sure it's just a subscription issue, or have they just downed all cellular communications, mate, for the zombie apocalypse? No?
No, it's not that. It's not that. It's just if I don't remember to pay. This is the thing. It's a silly thing here. There's no such thing as like a direct debit. You can't actually. Excuse me. You can't set up your regular direct debit from your bank account to pay for things, so it just goes out, you know, monthly. It doesn't work like that. You've kind of just got to keep on top of it and
really,
and just pay
you don't
it
have
once
automated
a month.
payments.
Yeah, well, as far as my lovely lady's concerned, that's how it is. I mean, she might be lying to me. You know what I mean, so that she keeps on top of my finances.
She's doing you there, mate. It's just because she wants to keep hold of your money
go.
pot and make the payments and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Well, she just gave me a dirty look when I said, "Look, I need my 4G back."
I know, it's like, to be fair, when you see the itemised bill of what you spent on your card, it's like, you don't know what the fuck any of that stuff means. Do you know what I mean? She could be buying whatever, mate. Oh, yeah, I paid the phone bill. She's actually just bought a new handbag, mate. Oh, dear. Hey, Gungshi comments and says, Pig, you need to cut the hen super chat earnings for this kind of behaviour. Unacceptable.
Oh, what? Gungshi, come on, mate.
No, that's it. That's it. He's gonna have to boycott. He's gonna have to boycott the payment for this episode. So far, we're at the $1.99 that my missus sent over. But hey, anyway, look, it's fine now. We got Henry on the show. It's great. He's here. He's tuned in. Sorry about that.
It
little
does make a
interlude.
difference. It does make a difference because Pig, I need to be able, despite
Sure.
the fact that I'm not your biggest fan at all times, I need to be able to see and hear you as well as everybody else can. Especially when it comes to Mark Sin calling in with a question of Sin with the quiz questions. I need to be there. I need to be ready. Just it's not fair. I do not want to be left out. You see what I'm saying?
Very true, very true. Well, at least you're here now, and it will make for a better show, so thanks for stopping by. Right, let's get back on with it. Here we go. It's time for the Pig of the Hen show.
It's time now for the pig.
I'm not going to play the whole intro again. I'm just this. But anyway, right, let's get on to it. So we talked about Spurs City. You got the win, yeah. Jose, yeah, nice one. Little smug Mr. Bean, Portuguese guy there, yeah, nice one, yeah. Running over to the ref, yeah, giving it the big one, yeah. He's a tosser, mate. Let's talk about United. Wolves, we drew 0-0. It's a shithouse performance, but Bruno Fernandes's first debut game. Decent performance from him. Looked decent. I think he's going to be an excellent player for us in the centre of the park there. It will prove to be a bargain piece of business if you look at all these other deals that are happening around world football with the price tags of certain players. An initial 55 million plus a few add-ons and stuff seems a reasonable amount to get a player like Bruno Fernandes. He looked good. He was one of United's best outfield players out there. We didn't create all that much. We didn't really get at Wolves. Wolves are a stern opposition these days. They're pretty much as good as United. But we got to see our new man in a red shirt, and I'm happy about that. So I just want to touch on, okay, we're 7th. That's gashtastic. We need to catch up. It's poor. We got Chelsea after the break here. But the signings that we made in January, I almost need to give a few props to Ed Woodward and the Glazers. I mean, I'm not going to do that. But they did outspend and they did outmaneuver pretty much every other team in the league this January window. So they could see that there were some problems. They were prepared to help Ole Gunnar Solskjaer out. And they've done it to a degree. Okay, maybe we could have done with a more bigger name than a Garlo or one or two extra players, but they still spent 60 on Bruno and they still got a Garlo in on loan. So I think that is actually a decent improvement for the January transfer window. Bruno Fernandes, I think he's going to be a big player for United. And Igalo coming in, I just want to talk about Igalo for a second because obviously he's been playing over in the Chinese Super League out there for Shanghai Shenhua.
I forgot about this.
Yeah, have you ever seen him play?
You've got Igalo. Do you know why you've actually got him though?
Go on, because of the coronavirus, yeah?
It is because of the coronavirus. Yeah. Not because of Garlo's scared. It's nothing.
You interrupted me,
that,
mate,
right?
I've already discussed all of this, mate. So
shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
No, you interrupted me. Everybody knows this anyway, Hen. I've talked about it in 3 videos when we signed him. There was the coronavirus has delayed the start of the season for a couple of months over in China. So that is why we've got him on loan, my friend. I've already gone over this. I'm just saving you the time and hassle of having to say it again.
Go on. You go back to just opening your trap then. That's fine. At least I've got you in better quality now.
Sorry, my friend. It's all good. You will be allowed your say in a moment, my friend. But Igalo, he's come over. Coronavirus obviously has affected the start of the Chinese season, so they've just extended the break. It was in pre-season anyway, I think. What I love about the signing, Henry, is he's a United fan from a young lad. He obviously was good in the Premier League when he played for Watford. He scored enough goals to warrant him being a decent Premier League player. He's gone over into China to obviously better himself from a financial point of view, but he doesn't have to come and play for United right now. He can just sit over in China, getting paid the exact amount of money for doing nothing. He could just be playing out, playing with his kids out there doing whatever, whereas what he wants to do is come over to United, play for United, play for the branch, wear the red shirt. He's taken a big pay cut to come and join Manchester United as well here. I mean, from what I understand, because it seemed a little bit strange, United are paying him £100,000 a week of his £300,000 a week contract, which would sort of insinuate that Shanghai are paying him 200 grand a week to play for us. But from what I understand, that is not the case, and he's actually taken a bit of a pay cut to come and play for Manchester United, which I just think shows you the character of the guy.
Are you sure that he would be playing? Sorry, are you sure that he'd be getting paid if the season over here in China hadn't started?
Surely, yeah. You can't just hold people's wages. I mean, are you not getting paid from work if you're not going to work?
Well, okay. Well, this is a good question. I mean, as far as I know, if I'm not back at work when I'm supposed to be, as far as I know, I should be getting paid.
Yeah.
But when it comes to to these footballers. I mean, well,
Because
I don't
they
know,
have a contract, it
is
gets
it the
paid
same
every
rules?
single
Is
week.
it the
Yeah.
same rules when you're looking at £300,000 a week though? That's the question.
True. I mean, we don't know what sort of portion of that contract is. It could be a pay or play contract for all we really know. But no, I think it's 300k a week. When you enter into most of these contracts, he's going to get that regardless. They can't just put a pause on his payment because there's a national outbreak of a virus. It doesn't work like that. The club has to take it on the chin there, which is why they have loaned him out to United, because it saves them a bit of money during this period. They've got a big asset sat around, collecting dust, being paid 300k a week. It makes a lot of sense to get him off the books for a little while and ship him over to United, doesn't it? But yeah, I'm really happy with that signing. Like, it's not going to blow anyone away. It's only a 6-month loan, but we needed some cover up there. We needed an option up there. I think Martial proved recently again in the last game against Wolves. Maybe he's just not quite up to being the number 9 there, lacking a little bit of the movement, tenacity, desire up there, the finishing ability possibly. Whereas Igalo, yeah, he's not Zlatan Ibrahimovic or anything, but he does give you something different. He's 6'2", he's quick, he's physical, and I think it would be a good thing for us. Or maybe you could put Martial out wide and play Igalo up top there for the time being. So I think it's
the thing is, are you happy with the signing? I mean, end of the day, you should be happy with any signing. I'm not saying let's not be positive. I'm not trying to slate Igalo here for 1 second. All I'm saying is this is an ex-Watford player that never necessarily set the Premier League on light. I remember him. He did okay. He scored a few nice goals. Obviously, he did well enough that Shanghai thought, this is a player that we want, and we're willing to pay silly money for this guy.
Player of the month, one month, which means for a whole month
there
he was banging them in.
Okay, there we go. Well, a lot of players can achieve that.
Well, not that many players. Obviously. Think about it.
Okay. Well, he had the ability to impress.
Over the course of a
Premier
month.
League. What I'm trying to say is Tottenham were also looking at Igalo. We were looking at Igalo. There was a bit of a race coming towards the end of that transfer deadline day, 31st of January. We were also linked with Igalo. He ended up going to Manchester United. But, you've got to look at it. It's kind of, is it desperation? Are both of our clubs in that desperate need of that kind of big forward that Tottenham failed to grab, and you managed to get one in previous seasons, in seasons gone by? I mean, obviously, United have been doing so well in the past that you wouldn't have needed to worry about these sorts of things. Did you just need to go for that sort of player right now? I think yes.
Yeah, I think we just needed to get another player up there. I mean, I like the player that you signed, to be fair, Steven Bergwijn. Like, that seems like it's definitely more of an ambitious signing because he's actually signed for you. So you've actually got him, whereas ours is just on loan. It's a good cover deal, last minute to get somebody in there. He's probably third or fourth choice. I don't really know what happened behind the scenes. It's not like Ollie's gone, get me my man Igalo at the start of the window. It's more of a backup option. It suits every party involved, and it's an opportunity for him to come over and play in the league and keep fit and get his competitive edge and everything while the season's on a break over in China. So it makes sense for everybody involved. But I think it's a great signing for United just for the time being. Help out, chip in with a few goals. Like, even if he just scores a handful of goals, it'll be worth having him around. And he will do that, I'm sure, because if you look at his strike rate for whatever clubs he's played for, and including Nigeria, it's around about 1 in 2. He has played about 35 games for Nigeria and scored about 16 goals. So that's a pretty good international strike rate. I think he got highest goal scorer over in the Africa Cup of Nations recently. He's definitely a decent freaking player, my man. When you're talking about players like Aubameyang not getting any goals in that competition, okay, he plays for Gabon, but still, he's obviously a good goal scorer. He's a good level player. So United have done a good job to get him. Plus, he's a red. He wants to play for United. He's taken a pay cut to play for United. He could be macking it out over there, sitting in quarantine, not doing sod all, but he wants to play for United, my friend. So you just wait to see. He's going to have a legendary loan move at United. I can feel it in my loins.
I mean, for me, what concerns me in many ways, okay, Martial hasn't done terrible, but I genuinely believe that if Martial was at Tottenham and we just signed Igalo, let's say we've got those two players that could start in that number 9 position, instead of Harry Kane right now, Igalo would probably be starting.
Yes, if Harry Kane wasn't fit, I think he probably would be. I don't know.
I'm just thinking Jose. I don't think Martial would be up there right now for Tottenham Hotspur. I think Igalo would probably come in and as long as he looked fit and he looked like he knew what he was doing, he'd probably just be put up front by Jose Mourinho right now. That is what Jose would do.
I think you made an astute point there, Henry. I think you're right. I think he would do that rather than play Martial at the number 9, who's not necessarily a natural player there.
But you're saying he's third or fourth choice at Manchester United, or surely he's second choice to play up front for United right now.
Well, in my mind, he's first choice, Hen. Like, I know it sounds ridiculous, but I know Martial was given the number 9. He's just too inconsistent, man. Last game against Wolves, he got a little bit of service and he just spurned every opportunity. He didn't get a lot of service, don't get me wrong. It's not like he's having it put on a plate for him and he's missing all the opportunities. But at this level, you've got to create a little bit for yourself as well, and his touch was off, his movement was off. Just a little bit disconcerting, the inconsistencies in his game. Some weeks he's brilliant. He looks way better when Rashford's out playing on the wide left, by the way. Them two seem to have a real good chemistry. But without him, he just looks like a little bit of a lost boy up there. And really, what we need is, Peter Pan. We don't want one of these lost boy mugs. Do you know what I mean? So, I think what we need to do is put Ighalo up there. We've got Rashford out for a while now, so who's playing over on the left-hand side for United? Well, that could be the role for Martial right now, in my opinion, because he is a decent wide player. I think he's looked good for us previously in the past. He's quick, he takes people on, he can get a ball, he's got good vision. And he's probably more comfortable scoring goals there. I mentioned it in my previous video, actually, but I don't know if you remember, Hen, us talking about it, but at the start of the season, Martial got injured, and it was a big loss for us. He was our number 9 up there. He was looking decent before that. He got injured, and we were without him for a little while, and Marcus Rashford filled in at the number 9 slot, and to be fair, Rashford did awfully there. He couldn't score any goals. It was just dreary. His movement, it wasn't happening for him whatsoever. True. And then when Martial came back into it, Rashford was put back to his wide position there. That's when you start to see the goals flow. That's when you start to see the assists come. That's when you start to see the match-winning performances from Rashford. Unfortunately, got injured again. But,
Very much so.
But Martial, I think, is more that type of player. He's more that type of wide-forward player than an out-and-out striker. I would much rather, like you say, if I was Jose and I had those two players to choose from in a number 9 position, I would go for Ighalo up there because he's more of a hold-up man, more of a goal scorer, more physical, maybe more natural in that position, just more of a natural striker. Not to say that Martial's not a great goal scorer, because I know that he is, but I just think he's more of a he likes to run at people.
I mean, personally, I do feel like the game has changed a lot in the last decade. I know I'm opening up a brand new topic here when it comes to strikers, but I think, there's truth in what I say. I mean, you look at players, over a decade ago, like Thierry Henry and Jermaine Defoe, etc. I mean, players that played off the defender. And I'm not saying you don't see that now. Obviously, Jamie Vardy is a sort of player that plays off the defender and makes things happen again and again. But I think those smaller players, those shorter players, those more technical players that used to play right up front, you see less and less of that in the Premier League. You kind of tend to see the bigger players up front, and actually the more technical players tend to join that attacking midfield role. Players like Salah, players like Mane, they're not right up there like they used to be. The game has changed in many ways. Yeah,
Martial was coming quite a bit deeper in that Wolves game, and he likes to get the ball with his back to goal.
Doesn't look like that type of player. Exactly.
He likes to receive the ball with his back to goal, and obviously what I like and what you were talking about there is the sort of players who like to play on that last defender and get him behind it. I like that style more. But Martial is he's a technically gifted player. If he was managed properly, and I'm not saying Ole Gunnar's not managing properly, but if he was coached properly and had a bit of time to develop, maybe he could be that truly world-class number 9. But right now, I just don't see that being it. So I would give it to Ighalo, and failing that, I'd actually give it to Greenwood up there. Greenwood showed natural finishing ability. He scored a bunch of goals for us. He's chomping at the bit. The lad's quality. Give him a chance, Ollie. Stop all these bit part performances from him. Just stick him up there. The ball falls to him. He's more than likely to stick it in. He's already proven that with his finishing this season. So, that's what I would do if I was on it. I'd put Martial out wide. Probably start. Maybe in the next game against Chelsea, I would start Ighalo. I don't know. It's a tough one.
I'd be pissed off if I was Greenwood. I'll be honest with you, because I mean, for me, every time he comes on, he looks okay. If he actually has a decent amount of time, he usually scores, does he not? So yeah. I mean, if you're that young lad, you're at Manchester United, you're thinking like, I'm coming on, I'm scoring half the time, I'm always looking decent. Nobody's really writing my performances off whatsoever. It's like, come on, give me a chance. You know what else do you need to do? And then Rashford had his chance back in the day. Harry Kane's had his chance as a young lad coming through. Yet a lot of these young lads have come through and have had the chance. But when
Thing
is
is, though, how
Greenwood's
old was Harry
opportunity
Kane when
going to
he
come?
broke into the first team? Because what you have to remember about Mason is he is only just turned 18. And maybe Solskjaer's just trying to bring him along a little bit carefully. But I hear you, though. I would stick him in there because I think he's good enough already. But wasn't Harry Kane was probably a little bit older than that when he first broke in, right?
I think
20?
Kane was about 19, 20 when he started actually really doing things, but he came in out of necessity. At Manchester United, it's arguable that why hasn't he had to come in out of necessity? Rashford's out. Yes, they brought Agallo in, but it was almost Greenwood's chance in many respects. Some people might have looked at it in that way.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that Ole Gunnar didn't start Greenwood in the last game. I find it ridiculous. I think he should 100% now, especially be starting him up there. We've got Agallo as a backup option. You might as well start Greenwood up top there. Now I think about it, that's what I'd feel more comfortable with going into the next game. So I think he knows what it's about to be a United goal scorer. He's proven that. Gungshi says maybe Greenwood needs to start more often. I do think that we'd benefit from seeing Greenwood more in a red shirt. I think Solskjaer needs to give him more opportunities. But there you go. It's easy to say. Maybe there's a fitness problem the last couple of weeks, but he's got the winter break now. We're coming up against Chelsea. Let me put that out there in the comment section, lads and lasses. Who would you rather see start up top there? Saying we're playing, one up top. Who knows? Maybe we'd even play two up top there. But let's say we're going for the 4-2-3-1. Who plays in your striking role right now for the game against Chelsea? Is it Greenwood? Is it Martial? Is it Agallo? Get in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts and opinions, lads and lasses. Hey, there's 75 of you legends tuned in. Please do us a favour on the Pig of the Head show. Smash a cheeky little like on this video if you are tuned in watching live right now. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel and all that good stuff also. Thank you very much for joining us today and being with us. But yeah, I hope Greenwood gets the opportunities, Hen. I just want to touch on one thing before we move on with the rest of the show, and that is it's being reported all over the gaff that a move is looking likely for, I don't know how they really truly know this though, but a move is looking very likely for Paul Pogba to Real Madrid in the summer. There's a lot of speculation and a lot of heat behind it. Now there's been heat behind it and speculation about it anyway, but it's not going away. And with Pogba's inconsistencies over the years and the fact that United probably do need to invest quite a bit in the summer to close the gap with City and Liverpool, and Pogba can generate a big amount of money for United, it probably does increase the likeliness that he will be on his way out. So yeah, I mean, we'll see if he can come in before the end of the season and help out with United, but I think the writing's been on the wall for a while now. The agent, Riola's been coming out with all sorts of comments saying he should be playing for these top teams that are playing in the top competitions and winning trophies, and he should want to go down in history as one of these legendary players, putting it right in his ear hole and all this stuff that he should leave United. Pogba, if I'm Pogba, in all honesty, I'm probably looking at leaving United as well, simply because we are quite a way away from challenging the likes of City and Liverpool right now. Our owners don't really seem to be the best in terms of how the direction they're taking the football club in. So if I'm looking at it from an objective point of view, I'll be going, can they really manage the club properly over the next few years to the point where we're going to be winning trophies? I'm not so sure. And from an individual point of view, players like Paul Pogba, World Cup winners, they want to win trophies. They want to be a part of special cup winning sides. And United is not that at the moment. It hurts to say that, but United is a considerable margin off. We're not a Liverpool. We're not in that great moment where we're going round the circle and we're near the bottom right now. And it's going to be a while before we get back to the top. So prima donnas and players like Paul Pogba, the Rolls Royces or whatever, who need servicing very regularly, these guys are going to find it a little bit difficult, to stay at United, I think, if a big club comes knocking.
Well, for a start, when it comes to that Pogba's agent, playing up on the fact that, Pogba should be, achieving things, doing this, doing that. I mean, of course he's going to say that because, in an agent's life, the best moments of a football agent's life is when these big money moves happen. Yeah. That's when they get their big pay cut. So, I mean, if that's coming straight from the horse's mouth, I mean, I don't know. You just said that, Pig. I'm just going on what you've said there. But if that is the case, then of course he's basically trying to, He's rubbing his little magic lamp, for himself there, the little prick.
I know.
Right?
I mean, it's almost like, imagine I could just imagine like a football agent. Is there any really nice guy football agents who are just like, do you know what, Paul? I think United have been really good to you. I think you haven't really put in the performances over the years. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in there for the next contract negotiation. I'm going to suggest that we take a 25% pay cut because, and maybe it'll go back up if you prove yourself over the next year. Do you know what I mean? I don't think any of them are doing it like that, are they? They want more money. They want their commissions.
That does not happen.
They want their bonuses. Absolutely. It's all about the moves, the transfer moves. Yeah.
But I'm not just going to slate the agent. I mean, when you look at Pogba as a player, okay, in fairness, the last time that I saw him play for United, I thought he actually came on and looked decent, and he looked, a level above the rest of your players in that particular game. I can't remember which one now. I think it was literally the last one before he was injured again or whatever. But and he didn't change the game, but he created a bit of energy, a bit of excitement, and he looked okay, right? But the problem is that Jose was at Manchester United whilst Pogba was there. Jose couldn't make it happen. Of course, I'm a little bit biased now. Love a bit of Jose. Loving my Tottenham Hotspur. But there was a problem there with Jose and Pogba.
Yeah.
A proven manager. Now you've got a manager that doesn't actually really know what he's doing. The best thing on his track record is mould or something. Is that right? Solskjaer's previous club is some Scandinavian club.
That is correct, but
is that
bit
correct?
Harsh, mate. Bit harsh, but that is
Cardiff
correct.
Or whatever. Bit harsh. Basically, Solskjaer's actually doing fantastic right now, isn't he, at Manchester United? Because that's the best he's ever done, and obviously, Pogba's not really working for him. So if Pogba cannot go with the best manager ever, so to speak, or a new fresh manager, it's just not working for him. Is it the locality? Does he not like Manchester? I mean, who wouldn't like Manchester? What a lovely place to be.
No, to be fair, Henry, you might be onto something there. Like Paul Pogba, Mourinho, that big rift, that was 3 years of Pogba's United career. But look, I saw enough games out there from Paul Pogba to know that he's too inconsistent and that he lets his head goes in games too many times. Like there's loads of performances from him where that happens. There's also quite a few where he plays amazing stuff, and he does look like the Paul Pogba that we all thought we were getting for 90 million quid. But they're few and far between. That's the problem. Maybe it's the team, maybe it's the system. Everyone always says the same thing about Pogba. Oh, if you stuck him in a team with top players, he'll be a top player. Well, then you're not a top player, are you? You're a shit player. If you put Ronaldo in Kettering Town, he's going to bang the goals in. It's just a simple fact. What the hell is Paul Pogba? Michael Ballack, when he played for his pub team when he was a teenager growing up at 14 years of age, scored 72 goals in 10 games or something. He's good enough. Do you know what I mean? He's too good for them. So you show your levels out there on the pitch. But, okay, the system, the players, the team you're playing with, the manager, the tactics, that all does make a difference. But at the end of the day, you're a footballer out there with a football at your feet. Do something with it, Paul.
Boy, he is. He's a big fish in a big pond that doesn't look like a big pond right now. And he's not trying to be the big fish correctly.
You might be right there, my friend. That's it.
Something like that.
Something like that, or maybe a bottom feeder.
Exactly.
No, fair enough, mate. But anyway, Pogba, yeah, there's only speculation being fueled, really, because I guess United just signed Bruno Fernandes. Pogba, in my opinion, his best position, he would favour playing in that CAM role for United, because we've seen him in that defensive role for us, and it's never really looked that good. It's never really looked that comfortable. Henry, are you still there, mate? Oh, this is absolute bottle jobs. Henry Hotspur, are you still there, mate? I'm not sure what... Henry! Bottle jobs. Anyway, we'll try and get Henry back, lads and lasses. Thank you very much for joining me on the live show today. We're coming up to about an hour on the show here. So thank you for being with us for the Pig and the Hen show today. Do chuck a like on it if you are tuning in right now. I'm just going to call Henry Hotspur back and see if we can't reconnect with the guy. So give me one. Hey, mate, can you hear us?
Monsieur Pig.
How's it going? I assumed when you were if you were at your gaff, the connection would be better, but I think it's actually better
Connection's
outside, mate.
absolutely fine.
I think you should do one outside, mate.
Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, right now,
No,
I
I'm
can
only
hear
joking,
you
mate.
absolutely fine.
No, that's fine, but
Absolutely
it
fine.
it just we lost connection there, didn't
It
we?
must have
So
just been a random cutout, but this is what happens. Sometimes, you know, a connection will just drop. I mean, you have to appreciate
true.
that. Have to appreciate that.
I
And
know
the
we've
Wi-Fi
actually
out here
been
is not great.
quite lucky with the shows the last few weeks. Actually, they've been pretty much flawless. But yeah, you're right. Usually we do have some freaking issues in here. Anyway, let us know you can hear us all again, lads and lasses. Thank you very much. Shall I play the theme tune again? No, I'm
No,
just
wait.
kidding.
Can I say something? Can I say something? Okay, if you
Go
watch
for it.
mainstream media, okay, you watch actually a news broadcast and you see a correspondent out in the middle of wherever it is, whether it be Syria or North Korea or somewhere in South America, whatever's going on in the world, sometimes the feed goes. It does go, especially if you listen into the radio. Even you listen into radio where someone's calling in from, let's say, Surrey into England, into London. Sorry, you know, it's not far away, and the feed goes. I mean, this is still a general issue for any show, any broadcast out there in the world has these issues. So I mean, I think we do okay, Pig. You know, I
Are
think
you
we
turning
do
your phone
okay.
sideways or something, Hen?
It is sideways. It is. Can you not see
Okay, because
me?
it keeps changing position, mate. It's doing my fucking nutting. But anyway,
Were you listening
right, okay.
to what I was saying, or were you more bothered about whether I was the Mona Lisa or a
I was
landscape?
listening, my friend. But anyway, look. Okay, let's get on with the rest of the show then. So we pretty much discussed all the stuff that we want to discuss. You know, there's no games for a little while. There's a winter break on. United are out in Dubai doing some warm weather training at the moment. A bit of a break. We'll probably see Ighalo's debut when we come back against Chelsea. Do you know who Spurs have got after this break, Hen? Or
I know who we got tonight in terms of FA Cup. Obviously, got the Southampton replay. After this, I believe it's Aston Villa. I think it's Aston Villa.
let's have a look. So, yes, you've got Aston Villa on Sunday the 16th. So Aston Villa coming up next. Then you've got RB Leipzig in the Champions League. That's going to be a tough game. Timo Werner, a player that I'd love to see United. You've got to watch out for him. You've got no Harry Kane until the end of the season. Is that going to be an issue? Well, let's see how this Bergwijn can do. Son Heung-min's obviously an absolute animal.
Bergwijn is not a Kane replacement. I'll say that right now. We do
no,
have
but
a big
at
problem.
least he is a forward player that gives you an option.
But he's not the player that we're going to play in that forward role. I don't think he's that player.
You think Lucas Moura then will be up there or what?
Well, at the moment, I think it's Son. I think Son's playing the forward role at the moment.
Right. Interesting, very interesting. Yeah, Son's an absolute bloody animal. To be fair, the way he moved, you know that goal that he scored the other week where he just ran from defence and went the whole pit
against Burnley. Yeah, when we won 5-0 or something.
Well,
yeah,
I was watching the Man City game and there was one moment in that. I mean, he did get tackled in the end, but he just takes the ball so quickly from defence into attack. There was one moment where he almost did the same thing again. Guy's a lunatic. I really rate that player. That's one player from the Premier League that if I could choose any one player, it'd probably be Son or maybe Kevin De Bruyne. But
sorry, any player from the whole of the Premier League, you've got Son right up there with Kevin De Bruyne.
I do. I do. Yeah. I think Son Heung-min.
No Liverpool players. No Salah. You're straight away at Son or De Bruyne. Is it? That's interesting.
Listen, it's just my opinion. I know that they're not in the top side at the moment, but I think Son Heung-min and Kevin De Bruyne are two of the best players in the league. I also think, Salah and Mane and Firmino, they're some of the best players in the league. But if I had to choose, I think Liverpool are almost a better team than they are the individual sum of their parts, my friend, because, like the individual pieces in there, Salah's obviously amazing, don't get me wrong, Mane, they're all amazing, but together they go up a level. But one player, if I could have one player to influence United, it would be Son Heung-min. I love the way that he plays. He's so bloody tenacious.
He's a brilliant player.
Quality, so skillful. I think you're very, very lucky to have a player like that who loves Spurs and is so passionate and holds himself so well as well. He's a great professional, isn't he? Just seems like a nice guy,
He's a bit. Yeah. I know it sounds silly, but I like people that are able to speak lots of languages. I'm not saying that people that can't speak lots of languages are no good, but the people out there that actually make an effort to learn languages means they're the sort of person that sort of people that want to be able to communicate, want to be able to express themselves, maybe not just vocally, but but in everything they do in life, okay, and you look at Jose, okay, he can speak Portuguese, he can speak Spanish, he can speak English, I think he can speak Italian, many languages. Jose makes an effort to speak languages. He's even been criticised.
That was his job, though, mate. That was his job.
Wait, can I finish?
He was a fucking interpreter.
Can I finish? Okay, he might have been an interpreter in the past, but he's certainly been quick to criticise other managers that maybe have not been so quick to learn other languages. Whether that's right or wrong, I don't know. But the point I'm trying to make is Son, if you look on YouTube, you can actually hear Son in interviews when he was in the Bundesliga speak a fantastic German. In fact, his German is better than his English in some respects, at least equal to it. And obviously he can speak Korean.
How do you know that?
How do I know that? Because I love Son Heung-min. Do you know what I mean? He's one of our best Tottenham players, and I've actually watched a lot of his interviews online.
But how can you tell if his German's better than his English, though?
Well, from reading through the comments,
Okay.
that might sound like that doesn't mean much, but actually it means a lot.
No, that means a lot, my friend.
He's done an interview in German. It sounds fantastic. I actually studied German for a year at school. That doesn't really mean shit, but at least I can at least listen to him thinking that sounds like it's German. And I read through the comments saying, wow, his German is so amazing, etc., etc. There's comments from ladies out there saying, oh, he's so hot when he speaks German. I don't get off on that shit, but that's what I've been reading.
Seriously, people love it when Son speaks German. That's messed up. Fair play, though.
True.
No, I think you're right there. I mean, I look at players like Carlos Tevez, who obviously played for United and played for City, was in England for 8-10 years, something like that. I don't know. Never learned a lick of English. Couldn't give a toss. Didn't give a shit. Didn't want to learn the language. And I do think that is terrible. I think if you're going to come and play for an English team, especially with you, just to have respect for your teammates and get on and socialise and things like that, you should absolutely learn the language of whatever country you're going to play in. So yeah, I think you're spot on there, mate.
So what languages can you speak, Pig?
I could speak Greek, German, French, Swahili.
That
yeah,
sounds
ready?
like pig shite to me.
I just told you to go fuck yourself. But anyway, I don't even know if that is Swahili. Which one's the clicking language?
That could quickly just strike you down right now.
No offense, yeah. Sorry if I did say some outlandish stuff in Swahili accidentally. I didn't mean to. But no, I do. I suppose the language I speak best would be German, I guess, secondarily, just because I did study it for a couple of years at school. Maybe Spanish a little bit, just because I've been there once, and French because everybody studied that in middle school and stuff.
Yeah, but you can't actually speak any of those languages.
Well, I mean, I could go and I could have a conversation with somebody just about
in what in German? Could you really?
Yeah, Guten Tag, du wohnst in Deutschland.
That's not having a conversation, mate. That's literally saying,
yeah, I just asked you a question. I just said, good day. Where do you live? That's what I said. Do you live in Germany?
That's not having a conversation.
Yes,
mate.
it is a conversation. What? It's literally a greeting and a question. That is the basis of a conversation. Now, all that's missing from that is a response from you. All that's missing from that is a response from you, my friend.
Yeah, the response would be something you don't understand, and then you're fucked.
No, I just say, ich habe zwei Katzen und eine Hunde, ja?
God, we need.
Who's
our German listener? Who is it? What's his name?
Maximilian 7.
Yeah, Maximilian 7. Shoot Pig down, please, in the comment section right now. Whatever he just said, was that understandable? Please let us know. Disgusting.
I'm not sure if he's in the live chat today, but everybody who is in the live chat, thanks for stopping by. The Music Fiend, Retro Unlimited, Mark Sin, TY808 Beats, G Wolf, Michael Collins, of course, Alex Rudd. Thank you, everybody for getting in here. Yeah, my name in German, for instance, just so you know that I know, is Herr Flugenschwein. Herr Flugenschwein. That is Mr. Flying Pig, Herr Flugenstein. Schwein.
Stein. You wish it was Stein, don't you? Make you
yeah? You want to know what it is in French? It's Monsieur Vrelo Chancho, I think. Anyway, Let's get on with the rest
And
of the freaking
as-
show,
as
because this is taking a
everyone that's
beeline.
listening right now, must already know the pig absolutely loves himself.
Not as much as you do, my friend.
Oh, come
Hey,
on, let's be
Do
honest.
you want to have a love off? Right, okay, anyway. Let's go. Let's go on to the next part of the show then. Anything to add just before we leave the football chat, Henry Hotspur?
I don't know. The football chat could go on for hours and hours, though. That's the
know,
problem,
yeah.
isn't it? Is there anything to
ridiculous.
add? Is there anything that's burning? I mean, have a quick look at the comments section. Is there anything that we missed?
Well, we wanted to talk about Rooney, who played. Is going to be playing against Manchester United for Derby County, because obviously they did beat Northampton in the end. He scored the winning penalty, I think it was, and they're through to the next round where he will play Manchester United in the next round. I think that's awesome. We're going to get a game against Wayne Rooney playing for Derby County. I think that's amazing. I mean, you couldn't write it, could you? It's almost like they fixed it.
No one's fixed it. You know what I mean? Don't get excited about these fixtures.
Well,
these things
I wouldn't
happen.
put it
It's
beyond
fate.
them.
It's fate. Rooney is coming back to bite. And I hope he does, I hope he scores a couple of goals. I mean, in many respects, Rooney would probably be your best answer to Rashford being out and struggling to have I'd take Rooney at Tottenham right now. Just to hold up the ball and be that number 9. I think he could do that job.
Mate. He's still good. He's still better than half the shite we've got.
Definitely still
Who would I rather play out there on the pitch for United? Jesse Lingard, Angel Gomez, Tahith Chong, Andreas Pereira, or Wayne Rooney? I mean, Wayne Rooney, I'd rather have him out there than all of them, even at this stage right now.
Really?
I mean, when he left United... Yeah. When he left United at 31.
In those positions?
Well, in like a number 10 role, in a number 10.
Okay.
Obviously, Bruno's going to be playing there, but I'm just saying ahead of where Lingard and Pereira and those guys play, I would have had Rooney there 100% because he's got the vision, he can score, he knows what it's about to be a hungry, passionate United player. But it's obviously, that's not possible. But we shouldn't have really, when you think about it, I mean, at the time when he left, it was a lot of money he was on. Maybe he wasn't quite adding the value that he was just a few years ago on that contract into the club at the time. But after he's left, I mean, you have to say the players we've had and the performances they've been putting in, crikey, we could have really done with a Wayne Rooney. So it's a big miss for us. 31 years of age, or maybe even 32, whatever it was, not the oldest. Definitely got years left of his career, and we let him go out the door. I think it was maybe a bit of a mistake from us. He could come back to hurt us, like you say, man. He's a good player.
Can you just imagine if the ball goes to Rooney and it's final moments of the game, it's kind of like, let's say it's 0-0, it's 1-1, it's all to play for, and Rooney picks up the ball and he starts running back towards the Derby keeper. And I was thinking, what's he doing? Is he trying to play defensive? Is he trying to play for another fixture here, and he just puts it past his own keeper, and he goes to the United fans, and he lifts up his shirt, and he's got a United shirt on underneath. You know what I mean? He's like, United. I mean,
God!
How would that go down? I mean, honestly, that would make bigger
That'd
news
be
than the
legendary.
coronavirus right now. That would make news across the world. He could go down in history if he did that. Of course, he's not going to. What about if he did the
Adebayor, mate? What about if he did the Adebayor and he scored the goal and just ran the other end and celebrated in front of the United fans, like have some of that? Everyone would hate him. Highest goal scorer in United's history, but we'd hate him.
He's not going to do that, is he? He wouldn't do that.
No, he's a very respectful man.
If he scored an own goal and celebrated like he was still at United, I mean, that would be something. But obviously, that's never going to happen. That would be pretty
awesome. Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Would it be awesome? Do you think that'd be awesome, or would you think what a prick?
If he scored a goal for United, that would be amazing. I'd bloody love it.
You'd love it, but would you not?
But he'd literally get fined. He'd get fined by the FA and all sorts.
Exactly, it would surely throw the whole game into controversy.
Yeah, but it would be hilarious.
He'd lose his job. It'd be hilarious.
It just turns out that it was a massive long con. There was no real desire for him to go and play a managed Derby. He's just gone over there as part of the long con to fix the game when we see them. Yeah. That makes sense.
No, he celebrates, and then afterwards in an interview he says, "Yeah, I'm sorry, no, I was just trying to pass it back to the keeper. He obviously had a melt, and I just celebrated because I was happy to see United do well."
Hey, yo, I missed this super chat from Alex Rudd here. Thank you very much for getting in here. He commented saying, starting pig and hen chat on app called Telegraph. I've never heard of this Telegraph app, Alex. I don't know how that would work, though, my friend, because there is actually a live chat on the Pig and the Hen show here, as you can see, where everybody is live chatting currently. So what is the need to have a separate live chat on an app called Telegraph, Alex Rudd?
It's obviously
Please
because
do let
Brad
me know.
doesn't like a lot of the people on this chat, innit? Just kind of he's picking and choosing.
Just trying to make an
people he
exclusive
likes.
club.
Exclusives. Yeah. I don't blame you,
or-
Alex. You know what I mean? Got a lot of scumbags listening to this show, honestly.
Or are you on about when this show's not on, obviously, when so the Pig and the Hen posse can just keep interacting together when the show's not on the live chat's not available? That is something I do approve of, Alex. Okay, then. So we'll leave it there with the football chat this week, guys. Thank you very much for getting involved with your comments and everything. We're gonna crack on now with the next segment, Henry. I'm gonna play in your music, and then it's over to you, Sunshine. Here we go.
Pig and Hen's melter of the moment. The Pig and the Hen's melter of the moment. What's a melter?
Henry, over to you.
So what
Melter of
segment
the
are we on?
moment.
Oh, it's Melter, is it? I didn't know, mate. I can't hear the
By the way, there's a
music.
lot of people saying in the comment section that you should be this week's Melter of the Moment for your internet issues. So,
Oh, well, fuck them.
Harsh.
They're still listening to the show. Don't have to, do they? No, apologies. Please do still listen. You know, I like you guys listening. But no, my melter of the moment at the moment is, I mean, I don't know if you can guess it, but it's actually Jurgen Klopp. My melter.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. I am serious. Okay, it pisses me off. The guy pisses me off. Okay, actually,
Right.
he's probably, all jokes aside, you've got to commend the guy, what he's done this season. Fantastic job. He won the Champions League against Tottenham, obviously, just this summer gone. He's now undefeated in terms of the Premier League as manager of Liverpool. He's doing a fantastic job. Even you admitted earlier, does he even have any standout players? Okay, Salah's a great player, Mane's a good player, etc. But the team's brilliant. What a great job he's doing. Okay, but the guy pisses me off, and the guy pisses me off not because he's smug, not because he's doing well. I'm not that kind of person. The reason I'm fucked off, okay, is the fact that he's decided to have this break and allow his top players to have this break where they have these 2 weeks to not actually between Premier League games. And I understand that. Let the players have a break. They deserve it. But Kloppy, you're giving yourself a break here. He allowed his youth manager to take on this FA Cup game where, guess what? James Milner was there, kind of basically assisting, okay? And
He's just watching in the crowd, wasn't he?
They did steer Liverpool to a victory over Northampton, okay? Fair play, right? But for me,
Yeah.
for Kloppy to not be there, and I mentioned this last week, for Kloppy to not be there, all he had to do, he could have even delegated whoever to looking after this match, managing the match, etc. But he should have sat there. He should have been there. And for him to not be there is piss poor. If it wasn't Klopp, if it wasn't Liverpool doing fantastically well across the world, any other manager does that, they're going to get slated. He is in a position now where he feels like he can just do whatever the fuck he wants. It's like, mate, don't let the power get to your head. You're still a fucking human being, cunt. It pisses me off, mate. Sorry, I'm
very, very
getting a bit
passionate
heavy,
about
but
that.
It actually pisses me off, Sorry, it pissed me off. If I was a Northampton fan, if I was a Northampton manager, gone to Anfield for a replay,
Shrewsbury.
not even. Yeah, sorry, Shrewsbury, not
It was
Northampton.
Derby
Sorry,
who beat
that was
Northampton,
Derby
yeah.
that beat Northampton.
Yeah.
Apologies, okay. If I was Shrewsbury manager, my team's just lost to Liverpool, and Klopp's not even there. I'd spit on the Liverpool "you'll never walk alone" bullshit as
On
you
the
walk
Liver
past
bird.
it. You know what I mean? Disgusting.
Fair play,
At
Henry.
the moment.
Do you know what though? Just to sort of issue that with a retort. I think it's actually pretty cool, man. Like, he's just like, sending out his B team manager, he's sending out his youth players, and they still bloody win and progress through the cup, and he's just chilling on a freaking German beach or whatever.
Sure,
if they even
okay,
have them,
but
which
what
they
a
don't.
piss take! What a piss take! You know what I mean? It's shows complete disrespect. What my point is if he wasn't Klopp, okay, if let's say Solskjaer did that in the same situation, and whether you'd won or lost, I don't think it would just go under the radar. It's going under the radar because Klopp has suddenly, joined the fucking elites or something. You know, he's some kind of globalist prick now. You know what I mean?
Well, it seems to be working out for him, whatever they're doing. And you're right, though, Hen. Like, anyway, I'll get onto it a little bit in a bit. But yes, okay. Well, my melter at the moment, then. So that's your melter at the moment, Jurgen Klopp, which I can't believe he's your melter at the moment for that.
Well, for
after
that
the
reason,
after the job he's been doing, my friend.
It doesn't matter.
Like,
No, it's not melter at the moment because of how he's doing with Liverpool. He's melter at the moment for letting it get to his head and not being there for that game for his young lads there. What a dickhead!
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? At least sit in the stands then. Okay, don't even be at the touchline there, but at least be there. You know, why does he need to be sucking on pina colada straws in the middle of wherever? Fucking prick.
I respect you, my friend. There, fair enough. Well, whatever he's doing, it's working out. But I understand your disdain for that. So that's Hen's melter at the moment. My melter at the moment, it's going to pale in comparison to that one, really. I've got two melters at the moment, actually. One of them's a football melter, and the other one's just a world melter, if you will. So I've got two this week, cheating a little bit. But the first football melter, it is Mr. Jeff Goldblum in The Fly himself, Mesut Ozil, over at Arsenal, who, since Arteta's come in, by the way, has just had an absolute shithouse. Since before Arteta came in, he was having a absolute shithouse. Do you know what? I think that great player that assisted Cristiano Ronaldo like 47 goals one season is actually just now a shithouse and doesn't actually care. And he doesn't have the bottle. And if Kolasinac is not there to back him up, he's a complete bloody melter. I think he's pure melter at the moment for me. I've got the stats here. He's played 11 games for his new manager, Arteta, right? Arteta's been struggling with this United side. The forwards are not firing, whatever.
Arsenal side.
But Ozil have signed... Sorry?
You said United side.
Did I?
You did.
Mate, I am half asleep this morning. But anyway, for Arsenal's side, and thank you for correcting me there, though, Henry. Arsenal's side, and he scored no goals. He's got 1 assist in 11 games for Mikel Arteta, which for a creative player like him, I think's bloody shambolic, and that is why he is my melter of the moment, because I think he's probably a big factor for Arsenal having a bit of a bottle job recently.
No, I completely agree with you. I mean, in fact, melter of the moment doesn't even do Ozil justice. He's not melter of the moment. I mean, he's pretty much melter of the last couple of years. You know what I mean? If we open up a segment especially for him, he used to be a world beater. He's a world champion. He was.
Maybe it was just Ronaldo making him look good. I know he was a world champion, but that was an incredible German team. Maybe he just kicked the ball up the top of the pitch and Ronaldo runs onto it and scores and it makes him look good.
No,
you know
it wasn't
I mean?
just that. Though.
Kind of like Blackburn when they used to play with the SAS back in the day.
Maybe, but he used to score goals. He used to look good. He used to look hungry.
I know.
I mean, in some ways, I don't think he looks lazy now. I think it's more of a serious issue than that for him. I think he wants to be good again. I just don't think he's that good. I just don't think he's very good anymore. When I watch him play, I don't feel like he's not trying. I feel like he is trying. He just doesn't look like the gifted player anymore. And at the end of the day, when we're talking about hundreds, if not close to 1,000 players, as the analyzers that we are, the people that love the game, there's going to be those few players that were great in their early to mid 20s, and that for whatever reason, regardless of getting injured or not, it doesn't work out for every single player. It does not. And Ozil, for me, is one of those players. Unfortunately, it is what it is. He's just, for whatever reason, not very good anymore.
I'll go with that, yeah. I think sometimes players reach a really high level and then it just sort of peters out. Like, for instance, Kaká. Do you remember when Kaká was at AC Milan and he actually won I'm pretty sure he won the Ballon d'Or when he was at AC Milan, when he was a young player, like maybe he was like 23 or something like that. And don't get me wrong, Kaká went on to be, a good, he's always a good player, but it's like compared to what he was doing at the start of his career or the middle of his career, the end of his career is absolutely pitiful, completely pitiful from Kaká. Same with Ozil. I just think I don't know if it's a mental thing, like, oh, I've made it, my family's minted, we're millionaires, like, do I really care? Maybe he's lost the love of football, or maybe it's just not going for him for whatever reason.
I don't think it's that. I think some people just physically peak early. I mean, it almost reminds me of back at school, okay? Some of those kids they just get tall really early, don't they? And you think, fucking hell, you're tall. And then, they're not necessarily a friend or anything. And then you meet them at like a party, don't you? Like 10 years later. And suddenly you look at them and think, fuck, you're short. Do you know what I mean? Like, those people peaked early, physically. Okay?
Yeah.
And it's the same in football.
And it goes the other way as well, yeah.
There we go.
Like, how many people were absolute tiny little people you went to school with, then you bump into them, they're like 6'5"? It's quite a few, actually, mate. Like, some people have late growth spurts, definitely. It seems like Ozil's had that, but instead it's like a late growth spurt of his eyeballs. Do you know what I mean? Anyway.
Eyeballs, actually, I'll correct you on that. Eyeballs are the one thing I think, biologically, physiologically, do not grow from the day you're born. Your eyeballs do not grow. It's the one thing that stays the same size from birth to death.
Oh, fair play, unless you're Mesut Ozil, of course.
I think, well, Mesut, I'd like to see baby photos of Mesut because fuck me.
Yeah, you don't want to see that. It literally looks like a maggot larvae with two massive eyes.
Some kind of new Disney film bullshit.
Yeah, that's it. The Wonderful World of Mesut.
Pixar.
Okay, so those are our... Oh, no, hang on. I've got one more melter of the moment. So, yeah, Ozil was my football melter of the moment. My non-football melter of the moment, lads and lasses.
You're not allowed to.
Okay, but I just wanted to have two this week. Hen, you've had two in the past, mate. I know you have, so sit down, yeah? Anyway, Donald Trump. Donald Trump. He's my melter of the moment this week.
Why? Come on.
You love him, don't you? Listen, it's not really that bad. It's not really that bad, to be fair, but it's just I thought it was funny how much of a melt this is. I'd expect this from George Bush, but not really from Donald Trump. And that is, he tweeted a message congratulating the Kansas City Chiefs for their, their championship win over the San Francisco 49ers on Sunday night, right? Super Bowl action and all that shite. But he sent a tweet saying, basically, congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs for representing the great state of Kansas, right? But the Kansas City Chiefs are actually in Missouri. They're not even in Kansas. So he's basically just mugged himself right off with a geographical mare.
It's no worse than David Cameron, who used to be Prime Minister of England or the UK, stating the fact that he was an Aston Villa fan. And then, in a speech or something he made, he actually referred to the fact that West Ham had lost, and he was pissed off about the fact that they'd lost. And, what an absolute meltdown.
That's worse, mate. That is worse. David Cameron, I lost all respect, any tiny little respect I had for that man the moment he said that. You're painting yourself as a Villa fan. You've got mixed up with another team that plays in maroon. You're a prick, Cameron. He's not even a legit footy fan. That's what pisses me off.
Absolutely. It's like me crying because Fulham have been relegated.
Yeah, I know. It is You're right there, and it is a disgrace there. Yeah, Cameron's that's worse than Trump. In fact, I'm changing my melter at the moment to David Cameron, even though it happened a long time ago.
Yeah, and the fact that he literally stuck his penis into a pig's mouth, and not your mouth. Maybe that's what he was imagining, but come on, David.
Don't you think that episode of Black Mirror is kind of weird? The first episode where the Prime Minister has to sleep with a pig because there's some member of the royal family being held hostage.
Brilliant series that I've seen all of that. The series
fantastic.
5, there's only 3 out, is there not?
There's only 3, I watched them. They were all very good. Did you see the one with? Oh, we better not do the spoilers actually. But the video game one that was freaking messed up.
I've seen them all. But why is there only 3
No, in the
out?
last series though. Mm-hmm.
Why is there only 3 out? We need more
I
out.
don't know. They were pretty high concept good ones though, to be fair. But yeah, it is a great show. I love that.
Fantastic. It is. Okay, you must have grown up with...
There's a couple of shit ones though.
I don't know. They're all pretty good. There's a couple
That
of there's a
Bandersnatch
couple
one.
of
Did you
ones
see that Bandersnatch one
that
where
wasn't
you
so
have to
great. That
choose your own
wasn't so
path?
great. There was also another one
That
where
was shit.
there was these little like a metallic like a drone android droid robot killer robot bullshit
Those
thing.
dogs.
It
Those
wasn't
dogs.
the best one. It wasn't the best one. Okay, but
Yeah.
most of them have been very good. But for me, it's almost like a follow on to what's it called? I was growing up with it. It was like the best TV sci-fi show ever.
The Outer Limits.
That's it. That is it. The Outer Limits. That was almost the
Some shit like that,
preliminary Black Mirror for me. You know, fantastic. Every show's a new one. It's like the best I don't like anthologies. I like to get into a TV series and it's carrying on with the same overarching story, whatever you want to call it. But certainly Outer Limits and now Black Mirror, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I need to go for a wee real bad. I'm getting excited.
Okay, you do that, mate. Pop back in a second, then we'll get on with the nutbags and note.
Let's do that. I need to strip
Nicola!
my bag before we do that.
Come here! Nicola! What's she calling me a mouth for in the live chat? Nicola, come here.
Why?
Come here now. Because you're slagging me off in the live chat, love. I want you to come and speak up for yourself here. Come here now. Get in here. Oh, yeah, it's the Twilight Zone, Alex Rudd. What are we talking about the Outer Limits for? Babe, what are you doing? Why are you calling me a melter in the live chat? It's not very nice, is it?
When you were changing it, I thought, oh, I'm hoping he's going to change it to himself. You're definitely the melter at the moment.
I'm not changing it to myself. Why am I the melter at the moment? Because I was a little bit cranky earlier.
Henry had the
I had 3 hours sleep. I've got tooth pains. I've struggled through the night to get any sleep at all. I'm grouchy. I apologise for my bit of a outburst earlier on. It happens. You just got to brush this under the carpet. No need to call me a melter in the live chat.
Well, I think you should have picked yourself.
Well, listen, I'm publicly apologising for my outburst this morning, okay? Now you should forgive me. Capiche? Do you forgive me? Come over and say hello to everybody. Come over and say hello to everybody.
No, you're talking to Henry.
Henry's just gone for a wee. So he's making it rain at the moment in Guangzhou. Yeah, he's on the beers, isn't he? Once you pop, you can't stop. The river's flowing out there in Guangzhou. Do you know what I mean? Recycled snow beer is coming out the other end. Sorry for that. John Allen, great to see you in here. DJ Samwell, Cameron Ketch, thank you everybody who's joining me, by the way. All right then, babe, you can do one now. That's what I just wanted to understand why you were calling me a melter.
It's a complete melter.
G Wolf United says make a cup of tea.
Oh, well, yeah, well, you were acting like, no doubt I'll make it, and you'll be like, it's rubbish.
Can you make us a cup of tea? Can you leave it in there a couple of minutes? Yes, please. I need a cup of tea, darling, in my life right now.
Well, you don't deserve one.
Well, I don't deserve one, but either way, make us a cup of tea.
Oh, Nicola, you're going to make us one, yeah?
You're a bird.
Henry says, are you going to make him one too?
Who?
It's a stupid question, just ignore it.
What do you mean who?
Well, you know
Nicola, what do you mean who?
They're going directly
Who
to
else?
Henry, they're not going to you.
Yeah, no, I know that, Nicola. Yeah, nice one. Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, I'll make sure I send the 40p over to him, yeah?
Yeah,
Right, okay.
definitely not going to you.
Anyway, thanks for that. Save your money. You do realise YouTube take 40% of that, Nicola. Like, that is pointless. If you're super chatting over here, you might as well just throw 40 pence of a pound down the shitter.
I wanted to make it very clear to you that you were my complete and utter melter of the
Okay,
moment.
fine, I'm your melter at the moment. I get that. Do you know who's my nutbag of note? It's you. Because you're a bloody legend.
Oh. Well, you know what? Doesn't change anything, it's still the melter, love.
Oh, feisty one you are. Cup of tea.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, anyway. Henry is back in my life here. Thank you very much for coming back, Henry. Sorry about that little domestic dispute we're having there on the live show here today, but that's
I didn't
it.
know I'd be coming back to that, but there we go. Read the comment section out.
Read the comment section. Okay, so here we go. G Wolf says, Markson says, Pig reminded me of Cartman. Get in the kitchen and make me some tea. Mom, get out of the way of the TV. Yeah, I want some cheesy puffs. Cheesy puffs. To be fair, I used to be able to do the old Cartman
That's
back in the day, but it's probably gone now. Anyway, Let's get on to the next segment, shall we, Henry? Proper erratic show today, lads and lasses. Apologies, I'm all over the shop. I'm bloody knackered over here. Honestly, I'm starting to have serious tooth pain again as well. I'm going to have to get some cocodamol down me. Okay, let's do it. It's time for the next segment, Nut Bag of Note. 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 Okay, it's time for Nut Bag of Note, and I'm going to go first on this one, Henry.
Correct.
Just simply because of your answer to Melcher of the moment, because this is genuine as well. And I hate to say this, but my Nut Bag of Note is actually Jurgen Klopp. Even though he was your Melcher of the moment, because I thought that was a Don move, just putting out, you know, a youth side and winning against Shrewsbury.
That's fine,
I
but the
also
fact he
think if you look at the
wasn't there, it's 'cause he wasn't there.
42 games undefeated going back into last season, 22 wins out of 23 this season, only dropping 2 points to Manchester United. I saw a graphic which I posted on my Twitter if anybody wants to go and check out, which is Jurgen Klopp's wins in a row. All of his games in a row, the last 42 or 47 or however many of it, 42 it is, I think, with one draw and all the rest are green. All the rest are green. 42 freaking games. Right? Now, are you trying to tell me that's not Nut Bag of Noteworthy? I hate to give props where props are due.
I am, because it's not Nut Bag of Note. It's kind of like Nut Bag of Note right now. I mean, he's basically been the underlying Nut Bag of Note for weeks now. You know,
yeah, but he's really reached penultimate Nut Bag of Note levels right now, if you ask me.
He let me down within these last however many days.
No, you see, I think he's reached very heady heights of the nutbaggery, mate, recently. And I do think because of the extended lead that they've got, the fact that they are further ahead in the Premier League than any club has ever been at this stage, or at any stage of the Premier League campaign, I think it's an amazing achievement. They're actually more points ahead than second place than any team ever has been that far ahead in the league ever. So I think that's an incredible achievement.
So sorry, they're doing better than anyone else has ever done.
Yes.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Fuck.
In all departments, they've got more points
sense,
at this
though.
stage
Yeah,
of the
sounds
season
about
than
right.
any team. They've got more points at this stage of the season than any team, and they're also further ahead than the second place team. There's a bigger gap than any other Premier League campaign at any other time ever in the Premier League. I would say that that's a pretty nutbag of noteworthy. And I'm not saying this, you know, it pains me to say it, but it's true. He's a nutbag.
It is, but I still think that, you know, bottom line is young players are playing in an FA Cup replay at Anfield. He could have at least shown his face. You know, that is why he was my Melter of the moment. Just for that, I think it's gone to his head. It's gone to his head because no one else would have been able to get away with that. He's using his brilliant record right now to kind of show the world that he does.
Managers have done that
wants.
a lot in the past, though, haven't they, Henry? Managers do that before. I remember Fergie doing it. I also remember Bobby Robson doing it with Jose. In fact, I think Bobby Robson let Jose manage one of Barcelona's games back in the day, which was sort of Jose's route into management. Before that, I don't think you ever saw that. Are you still there, Hen?
Yeah, I'm still here, yeah.
Oh, okay, great stuff. Sorry, you went very, very still there. It looked like you'd frozen.
I'm listening to you. Don't you worry.
No worries. Okay, great stuff. So, nutbag of note, Jurgen Klopp. Hate to say it, but I honestly think he's doing a good job, to be fair. Over to you, Henry.
Oh, do I get the music or not?
No.
Oh, great. Okay, so my nutbag of note. I mean, I think I already kind of announced it earlier on in the show. You know, loving the spoilers this evening. But of course, it has to be Stephen Bergwijn. I'll get the vowel sound right eventually. But you know what an entrance to the Premier League he has made.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Henry. My missus just burst in with a cup of tea, totally interrupting your flow there, my friend. I entirely apologise.
Yeah.
It's not like we're trying to do a professional podcast on the internet or anything.
I'll come with your cup of tea. I can't hear Henry from where I'm standing.
Okay.
So as far as I'm concerned,
All right, I'm just joking.
You don't deserve this.
Careful, you're going to drop it on the bloody PC. Stop laughing.
Don't spill it on that microphone.
Just pass it me.
'cause
Just pass it me.
That's worth
All right.
more than
Yes, it, Glenn.
Thank
that
you.
hat.
Sorry, Henry, I didn't know.
That actually looks pretty good.
Oh.
I like that. Okay. Sorry, where were we, Henry? What were you saying, my friend?
I can't believe this. We need to have a chat about this after the show. We do. But where were we? So.
Oh,
yeah,
Henry, I'll stop you right there. Oh no, carry on. Get out, please, darling. Thank you. Mwah.
What, you're not bad with it with me?
Nut bag of note is you, darling. Yeah, you're my nut bag of note. No, it's not Jurgen Klopp. It's you. Go on, darling. I'll see you in a bit. Thank you very much. Cheers. I'll give you a rating for your tea out of 10 shortly as well.
I hope this
Okay,
isn't
mate.
going to become a regular occurrence. You know what I mean? This
Oh, no,
is
it's not going to become a regular occurrence at all, mate. No, she featured in my post-match rant the other day, mate. Do you know what I mean? Which you know went down well, but you know, pig in the hen. We don't need to add our missuses into the pig in the hen show. Do you know?
We don't. If the title of the show would be.
I
too
know
long.
I called you in, darling. Just go and sit down.
So you might have to wrap up the show here.
Right. So Steven Bergwijn, yeah, he scored a goal. Yeah, he's your nutbag of notes.
There
He's
we
a young
go.
player coming in there. He
But-
scored
but
one goal.
wait,
That's the only
wait,
goal he's
wait,
going to score all bloody
sorry,
season long.
Sorry, are you still talking? I'm sorry. You know what I mean? You know, don't,
Oh
don't,
my
don't
God, I'm
take
starting
out
to
your
lose my rag.
now.
I'm starting to lose my rag.
Just because your lovely lady comes in with a cup of tea there and takes away your dominance of the show doesn't mean you can start to piss on my fireworks.
Piss on your fireworks. Is that the expression?
Yeah, it is. Is it not?
Piss on your strawberries. Rain on your parade. I guess piss on your fireworks works.
There
Surely
we
there's
go.
some waterproof fireworks there that would ignite and explode regardless of being wet from piss.
Well,
Didn't
mine
think that
aren't.
one through, did ya?
Mine need to be dry. Mine need to be dry. Okay, accept it. Let's move on. You know what I mean? So I said,
What are we talking about?
Stevie. Jose refers to this player as Stevie because even he struggles to say this player's name. It is a bit of a difficult one. I'm still not 100% sure. The VPNs, the free VPNs, or the ones that I had that allow me to access, out of mainland China news feeds have been disconnected for obvious reasons recently. So I'm just dealing with what I've got in
Obvious
terms
reasons?
of.
What's the obvious
Well, yeah,
reasons?
well, because of the virus outbreak. That is why.
So they
I'm
have to
struggling.
stop communication because there's a virus. Surely you would want to increase communication if there's a virus. Are you serious?
Well, okay. Well,
Are you freaking serious right now? This is some
global.
globalist elite agenda here by the sound of it, Henry.
It is. One thing at a time. Okay. But let's call him Stevie. Okay. He's come over from PSV Eindhoven. He's fresh. He was match ready. He played. Jose started him. Okay. He wasn't in the number 9 position. He was up there next to Dele Alli, and he, in the second half. First half, he looks fine. He looks settled. Second half, he gets the moment. Moura, who was probably our best player actually on the day against Man City, continuously causing problems up there at the end of the park. I love Lucas Moura right now. Gives a delicate, lovely pass right onto the chest of Stevie. He takes it on his chest. He volleys it off his foot, and it goes straight in the goal. It's a brilliant goal. Okay, you've seen it. And for a player to come in, 22 years old, okay, literally, just less than a decade younger than I am myself, to have that kind of mentality, to be able to come to a brand new club. Yes, you're match fit. Yes, you're ready to play. But you're coming to play for Tottenham Hotspur. You're playing Manchester City. You're playing under Jose Mourinho, and you're up against Pep Guardiola's team. I mean, for any football player to come into that situation, that's a pretty big step up in the football world, as far as I'm concerned. And the way that he took that goal and the way he finished that goal, I mean, that was the bestest thing that could happen to that player, the bestest thing that could happen to our club going forward this season. I'm so happy about it. What a magnificent nutbag of note.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was a good debut from the lad. Young lad came in there, good bit of technique as well as scored a goal. Fair play. I can't disagree with you there for the nutbag note, Henry. I think he looked good on his first performance, and the celebration meant absolutely everything to him, didn't it? To get that goal on his first game for Spurs.
Absolutely.
Could be a great player.
He looks a great little player. He does. He looks happy.
A good player.
He looks confident. Yeah. He looks smiley. He's got physicality. I mean, he looks fantastic. I'm so happy. I think we made a brilliant.
His pace and his vision looked good. You know, some of the crosses he was trying to put in there to Delhi. I thought, you know, he looked like he's going to be a constant threat with his pace, getting down the right or, you know, down whichever wing you play him on and whipping balls in, as well as maybe chipping in with a few goals. So yeah, looks like a good player. Definitely.
I like his physicality. I like he looks confident. Yeah. You know, that's what we need. That's what any team needs.
Sorry, lads and lasses, I've been crap with keeping up on the super chats today. There have been a few coming in. I can see Gungshi and the Saint and everybody here is reminding me to check them out. So apologies, I've not read them out.
What's wrong with you today, Flying Pig? You are off it.
I said I'm not with it, am I? I'm definitely not with it today.
Let's see the symbiote worm that is, or leech that is literally, you know, digging into your brain right now. What is wrong with you?
Bit extreme, isn't it? Maybe I could just be a little bit tired. Doesn't have to be a symbiote worm burrowing into my fucking skull.
Honestly, no wonder you didn't want me to have a better feed of you right now, because now I'm starting to see you as some kind of doppelganger.
Yeah, fair enough then. Well, to be fair, Henry,
Nicola's more happy with you this afternoon. Better than the real thing, isn't it?
That's it. Have you ever seen that film Multiplicity, mate, with Michael Keaton? That's what's been going on.
Exactly.
No, anyway, look, sorry for not reading out your super chats, lads, until now, but we've got round to it in the end. Alex Rudd says, the Telegraph show is when show is not on. Oh, I see. Okay, so it's like a Telegraph chat for the live show of the Pig and the Hen show. So any fans of the Pig and the Hen who want to interact with each other, sounds like Alex has just taken upon it himself to steal our freaking brand and set a live chat up. No, I'm joking, Alex. Like, that is spot on. Thank you so much. That's great. Yeah, all you legends, I'll be joining it as well, Alex. Thank you very much for for setting that up. You're a bloody legend. Only joking there. He probably thought I was genuinely annoyed for a second there, because that's the sort of level of Marlon Brando acting I've got.
It's dependent though. It's either we're going to find Alex and we're going to punch his face in, or it's going to be all good and we're friends. One or the other.
Nicola, Mrs. Piggy, she comments and says with a super chat, should have picked yourself a melter of the moment. Have we already gone over this one? Either way, thanks, babe. Thanks for sending that over and giving YouTube 40% and Henry 30% or whatever. Nice one. Glenn comments with a super chat. Thank you, Glenn, for getting in. He says, you need to stream even more. Hail the pig. Thank you very much, Glenn. Yeah, I'm going to try and get something daily out at the moment, so new content every single day. I might even start a cheeky little football manager series, seeing as the game's just come out or whatever, and just do a little gaming series about running Manchester United and how I do it. I might do that. Let me know what you guys think about it. But anyway, yeah, thank you so much for that there, Glenn. Shout out to you. Shout out to Alex Rudd. Shout out to Nicola and Mrs. Piggy. All the legends who have sent the super chats in today. Thank you so much for getting involved. And everyone else getting involved in the live chat. Voodoo Chili, JP, The Saint, Gungshi, Alex Rudd, Illy United, Pepper Red, Michael Fletcher, Seven Pikachu, John Allen. Who else is there that I've not mentioned here? You know who you are. Debbie Elder, great to see you in here as well, Debbie. Thanks for stopping by. G Wolf, Sam Ingram. Yeah, the legends of the Falls is what I like to call you. Griffo Chaz, how you doing? Thank you very much for getting in here as well. Local lad to us. Football with Brownie. Bloody legends. Right, okay, we better get on with the rest of the show, or this show's never going to end. And just so you know, lads and lasses, this show's nearly been going for about 2 hours. Chances are, after the Mark Sin's confessionals, that's not what it's called, a question of sin, then hopefully after that, to be fair, we're probably going to have to wrap it up as well, because I've got a freaking tooth problem, so I need to get some painkillers down me. The missus is throwing a bloody paddy. So I'm going to have to...
the pig looks unsettled right now. If Pig could choose... the end of the show would come right now. He doesn't want to be here, does he?
I definitely do want to be. I want to embarrass you at that quiz, which, by the way, Henry, I don't know if you listened to it back, but I got totally mugged off by Markson in that last one, Hen, and you definitely did not deserve to win that quiz. Wait.
You
had a mare. You were gifted that opportunity.
Listen. I did listen to it back, and you're right. You're right.
That's right.
You are correct. But when it comes through Skype, okay, it was right. It was right at the time. Otherwise, I would have been honest about it.
There is a slight little time difference between what we're
enough
hearing
of a
now
time difference.
and the
Enough
recording,
of a time
but the
difference.
time difference was way longer than that, my friend.
Oh, bullshit.
I definitely
bollocks.
said it first.
Fuck
I know
off.
I said it first because I said it like
off.
2 seconds
No.
before you said anything,
Prick.
mate. Well, look, we'll have
prick.
to get the
You
lads to
already
decide
come
in
across
there.
like a prick anyway tonight. So
We'll have to get the. Oh, am I really? Says
Yeah, you
Mr.
are.
Pissed Up Jon Snow out there drinking his freaking, whatever 17 yen freaking equivalent little piss poor freaking donkey piss lager out there, mate. Come on, getting pissed up by the second here, son. Making an exhibition out of yourself, then. Oh, crikey. I don't even want to do the next section, Han. Should we just skip the next section? The freaking conspiracy. It's just a shit section, mate. Close Encounters of the Time. Who even gives a shit about that section, mate? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Who cares? Are you still there, mate?
Just put the music on.
Unbelievable. Unreal. Right, here we go. It's time for this bullshit. Yeah. That's enough of that. Over to Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Okay, I've got a question. I'm going to start off with a question for you, Peg, okay? So over the last year, the last couple of years, okay, I mean, how many times have you come across articles that have actually asked you, they've actually got into your personal space in many respects, and made you question yourself in terms of what you're eating, right? And actually said to you, should you be eating insects right now? Or should you start to consider the fact that we're living in a world where you might need to start consuming bugs? I just want to hear your thoughts on that before I go on. Please.
Holy fuck. Really? Is this what it's come to? Is this what it's come to on Close Encounters of the Third Kind? Should we be eating fucking insects?
I will go on. I just asked you a question. I just want an answer to my question.
Okay. Well, historically, we have eaten insects. There's tribes in certain parts of the world now, for instance, the Aborigines, which still eat a lot of insects as part of their diet. So I think it probably is a good thing to have that protein and those nutrients as a part of your diet, as a part of a balanced diet. That's my personal thought of it off the bat.
But that didn't answer my question. My question was, okay, how many times have you been subject to news articles or news feeds where people are kind of telling you that you might need to be eating bugs, or suggested that fact, or you've seen it on the TV?
Maybe a couple of times.
A couple of times. Well, okay, so you have been exposed to that kind of general media.
Well, I've seen some things
outlay.
about mealworms and crickets and stuff like that that people are more inclined to include as part of their diet these days. Yeah, they're coming more than normal.
I think you're one of those people that are very susceptible to the mainstream media, where
that's not true at all, Henry. You're having a mare there. I think you're susceptible to the non-mainstream media, and you just believe any bullshit that's told you from Alex Jones. Don't make assumptions about me, my friend. It makes an ass out of you and me, mostly you. So I'd appreciate it if you didn't do that.
Is this not my segment right here?
Well, it is a segment, but you started off that sentence by saying I'm easily persuaded by the mainstream media or something.
I was going to go on. I was going to explain it. I wasn't trying to insult you. I was just going to go on and explain my piece right there. It was not a personal attack against you, Pig. Don't be so sensitive. Don't be so paranoid.
Certainly sounded like it, my friend.
Please
get on with it.
Please, I know you got a toothache. I know that you're ratty right now. What I'm trying to say is the majority of people like yourself, good-hearted, nice people. I mean, that doesn't really sound like you, actually, but let's just say that you are right now. Okay, we'll buy into these news articles and listen to what they're saying, and global warming is a massive crisis right now. we cannot be farming the way that we are. Maybe we should all start eating crickets and worms and maggots, etc., etc. Putting surveys out there like, would you be happy to eat bugs if it was going to, save the world or to slow down global warming, etc. What I am trying to say is this coronavirus, which we haven't even been able to have a proper chat about tonight. I wanted to talk about it actually, but I don't, maybe we're not going to have time this evening. A lot's happened between today and last week when we're talking about, okay, so what we're talking about 130 something deaths last Wednesday. We're now looking at almost 500. It's going to be over 500, but it's pretty much at the 500. Number of infected has gone up to 25,000 compared to less than 5,000 a week ago. Okay, let's just at least put those figures out. But apparently this was all started by people eating bats, people eating raw rats, mice. Who knows what the fuck people are eating here? I'm not condoning anyone that eats crazy shit. And what scares me is the fact that people have said, oh, why don't we just start eating bugs and eating shit that we're not used to eating in the Western world? And bottom line, you're having pretty much close to pandemic situations, essentially, as far as we know, being caused by humans eating things that we shouldn't be. Okay, I'm not saying that it can't be regulated. I'm not saying that all bugs are bad. I know there's a lot of people out there, a lot of cultures out there that eat this type of thing, but I don't like the way that it's just thrown in our face that we're supposed to stop to drop meat and eat bugs. It just doesn't work for me.
Okay, yeah, no, I understand what you said. I mean, certainly it's not going to appeal to the most Westerners to just stop eating, chicken and beef and start eating bloody crickets and stuff. It's definitely not going to appeal to most people. But in terms of it being a safe part of a human's diet, I think it absolutely is, because it's, humans have evolved to eat bugs and insects over the millennia, much more than we have to eat, complex carbohydrates or, breads and grains and things like this. We that's what we've probably evolved to do, is to eat and process insects, meat, fish, animals, all that stuff. We're obviously carnivores, so yeah, I think if we reintroduce that into our diet, it would probably only have beneficial effects. I think that the issue with the Chinese food market and all this stuff is that there's no regulation there. There's no safety procedures, or if there is health procedures, I'm guessing they're very, very low. You're talking about street meat. Here, so the regulation is not going to be there. It's basically a black market for meat, effectively, for some of the stuff. So yeah, I think that's where the issue is: the control, the handling, the procurement of that meat. Where are they getting it from? There's no basis for it. If you were allowed to go into the forest in England or into a meadow and kill a cow, you might want to kill that cow and go home and eat it, but you don't actually know, unless you take it to a lab and do some scientific testing, or the source of that meat and everything, whether that meat's good to eat. It could have BSE, it could have any sort of issues that it could create you. So that, I think, is the biggest problem, that people are just eating meat from where they don't actually even know where it's come from. And we can say, oh, bats and rats and snakes and all this stuff is strange. But the fact of the matter is, that's just their culture. Our culture, it probably seems very strange to other countries around the world that we would kill such a sacred animal as a cow or a pig or a chicken or, whatever it may be. So to me, it doesn't seem, okay, we associate, oh, this is cute and furry, it's a dog, we shouldn't eat that. But in South Korea or certain countries, they love that. It's just part of the norm. Whereas over here, we eat cows, we eat pigs. Some of those places definitely think that we're animals for doing that. So I think it's just a cultural thing in that regard. I don't think any Aboriginal would have a problem necking down a mealworm, say. You know what I mean?
I get that. But what I don't like is this constant media pressure on the West saying, let's get used to the idea of eating bugs. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. But let's not get into the ins and outs of why that's bullshit. Okay, we've had that conversation before.
Great stuff. So yeah, is that basically it, Henry? I think I don't really have too much to add on that one. I mean, it's I haven't really seen the agenda being pushed much. I mean, I've seen the odd thing about it, like maybe adverts for crickets and chocolate-covered crickets and all this, but I've not really seen too much of an agenda being pushed about, oh, we should go back to eating insects, but maybe I just haven't got my ear to the ground on that one.
Interesting one. I don't know. I just feel like people are always saying this is a good idea, and I think actually no. People should just eat what they want, but at the same time try to sort the world out. Sorting the world out doesn't mean we need to stop eating stuff. It's not about what people are consuming. It's about what we're doing. I'm a strong believer of that.
Yes,
anyway.
I agree with that. If all the processes, if all the health and safety procedures and everything are stringent and followed, and they don't allow these unsafe practices to take place with transportation or procurement of meat, then I'm sure it will stop those diseases from spreading. We've seen a similar thing over here with mad cow disease, BSE. That obviously comes from tainted animal meat or tainted animals. So anyway, right, okay, that's the end of that section. Thank you very much for your close encounter of the third kind there, Hotspur. We've just hit 2 hours on the live show. If everybody's tuning in right now, please do us a favour, smash a little like on this video. Mark Sin, are you around? Hopefully you are still here. Hopefully you've not fallen asleep or pissed off out and got annoyed that we've been going on so long. Hopefully, Mark Sin, you are still here for the next segment of the show, which will be the question of sin quiz for the pig and the hen. That is what Mark Sin's doing. He's the sinner man. He is the quiz master, and he says yes in the comment section. Fantastic. So if you could call in Mark Sin, that'd be brilliant. To be honest, guys, we love taking calls on this show, but we're probably not going to have much time to take any calls after that because time is marching on. But we'd love to hear from Mark Sin and anybody else who wants to call in next week. We'll have a bit more time for you then. It's my fault for starting things late today, so all the emphasis and blame goes on the pig here.
That's fine. Stop apologising. You know what I mean? Stop being so wet. Be crispy. Okay.
Be crispy bacon. But I actually like a nice soggy bacon personally, mate. Hey, Mark Sin, how's it going, my friend? How you doing?
Not bad, mate. Not bad. You guys hearing me loud and clear this week?
Oh, hang on a sec. I've just realised I was taking up the whole screen on my podcast there. Crikey. Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. You had a good week, mate?
Lovely. Saturday was amazing. I was watching the watch along. That was probably the best watch along.
Really? Which watch along was that? The Wolves one?
Wolves, yeah.
Why was that the best watch along? Because my missus involved in that one.
It's just generally so funny, and I think the reaction was just as hilarious, I'd say.
Cheers, Mark. Thank God. Do you know what? It's so funny because when I was doing that watch along, because it was a 0-0 and everything, I just thought, what a non-event of a watch along after I finished it. But I guess it was. If you enjoyed it, that's awesome. It was quite annoying though. I did get a bit pissed off towards the end, so maybe that's what you're on about.
Yeah, I think that's what you come for, really.
Exactly. What a shocking result that was, though. Eh? Luckily for us, and the fact that you're calling in, lucky for us, Arsenal were just as much as a bloody calamity, if not more.
I think Arsenal were drawing as a result for us, mate.
Say that again. There's a bit of rustling going on. I don't know if it was you or Hotspur there.
Henry.
Fuck off.
So it was Henry then. Nice one, mate. Nice one. Henry, you're very quiet over there, mate. Have you gone into your shower? Are you getting a bit shy because Mark's on the phone?
I'm fine, mate. I'm just ready. I'm just getting ready.
He's scared, Mark. That's the thing. He knows what's coming.
Prick.
Can we just
Honestly,
address the
Mark,
elephant in the room?
Let me just warn you. Wait. Mark, let me just warn you. Pig has been very ratty. I know it is the year of the rat right now, but there's no excuse for you to not be a pig anymore, which was the last year, and now become some kind of rat.
I'm not being that ratty. Am I being ratty, Mark? Maybe I am. I'm feeling a bit tired.
He's very ratty.
Don't get me involved in you two's argument. But I would say,
Mark, stop being so diplomatic, Mark.
The last few months, Pig has been a bit, angry, I suppose.
Last few months, like, this is a build-up. I didn't even realise, Mark. You are letting me on to new information. I know this is worrying. It is. Well, take that hat off, Pig. Sort your life out.
It coincides with United Maring, to be fair.
He's been sick. He's had toothache. His new job and that, and he's been lost a quiz to you last week. You know,
I didn't win. I didn't lose that quiz to Henry last week, by the way, Mark. Let's just address this right now. You stitched me up at the start on the first question. It should have been 3-3 in that round. Henry finished 4-2 up, right? It should have been 3-3. So I demand a replay. Simple as that.
right. So I will set the record straight. So obviously, Henry, you said you oh, that's a pound. I said obviously, no, bloody. Okay. Yeah, I listened back to the last week's show, and I must admit, Pig was about 2 seconds ahead of you. But at the time,
That's true, but it was ahead for me whilst I was listening. So I'll give the point to the Pig. That's fine. What I'm saying is, it's not like I was trying to blag a point and try to be deceptive or cunning. You know.
And to be fair, you'd already won the weeks that week anyway. You know, the lightning round was just for fun, wasn't it?
As I would, Mark, of course.
No, hang on. That Fulham. Oh no, you're right. Actually, yeah, that was part of the lightning round, wasn't it?
There we go. There we go. So, but this week, lovely. I think G Wolf is going to be our referee. G Wolf United was very kind to say he's going to referee and VAR any decisions like that.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, G Wolf. Much appreciated.
G Wolf, a big shout out to G Wolf and Ilya United as well. I've been chatting to him all week. A couple of shout outs.
Legends.
I think I'm going to put those guys as melters of my moment because they keep saying they're going to ring in, but it's just me and Pete and Max every week.
I know it's the same few mugs every single week.
They're like, oh yeah, I'll get on Skype, but nothing. You know, all talk. Those guys are my melters. And Jarvis, get yourself ring in. Jarvis Cocker and Matt Rush ring in.
I agree with that. Yeah, I mean, like we said, we are going to put a little graphic up that says when to phone into the show and how to do it and everything. So I think that's half the problem. Not many people know how to phone into Skype and do it that way. So yeah, we'll definitely address that. I just want to say to my missus in the other room, sort your life out, love. Stop calling me a melter in the Bully live chat. She said, stop being a melter, Joe. You lost. Henry won.
She's not wrong, though, Pig.
Mate, I didn't lose.
She made you a nice cup of tea, and then what you did, admittedly, she did scold your fingers.
This is it, Mark. Mark. Honestly, Pig is very affected by how the lady in his life, is responding to these reactions right here. Pig, come on, mate.
What does that even mean? I'm very confused. Right.
I'm psyching you out, mate.
You're not going to psych me out, mate, because the fact is I'm going to destroy you. I'm going to absolutely demolish you at this football quiz this week, my friend. I don't care what it's about. It's just I'm going to destroy you. Like there is no ifs and buts. Like I'm going to hang up my podcasting freaking gloves if I don't win.
I think I should purposely lose this, otherwise the Pick of the Head.
No, don't you do that. You fight with every inch of your fibre, Henry. You do not give me this, my friend. I will beat you fair and square.
Oh, all right then, guys. So Pig, have you got a theme?
Okay, let me introduce you with the theme tune. Here we go, lads and lasses. Give it a like, chuck a like on it for this new theme tune. This is especially for Mark, and it's time for a question of sin.
It's time now for a question of sin.
Pig in the Hen quiz. Pig in the Hen quiz.
It's time now for a question of sin.
Pig in the Hen quiz. Pig in the Hen quiz.
Has it finished, is it?
It's finished now, yeah, but I just wanted to shake my head and say, Henry, just literally, I'm playing the freaking theme tune, and all I hear is just sucking on a bottle of beer throughout the whole thing. Bloody hell, I just made a jingle. I'd spent time making the jingle, and all you're doing is drinking alcohol loudly over the top of it. What the fuck? Right, okay, fine. It's real funny, yeah. Laugh it up over there. Hack it up over there, yeah.
I'll be ready for the question of sin.
I'm ready for a question of sin. I don't know if Henry's ready for a question of sin, but either way, I am definitely ready for a question of sin this week.
Let's do it, Mark, already.
I believe it's 1-1, isn't it? Official 1-1.
It is. End of the day, it's down to you, Mark. End of the day, this is your segment. If it's 1-1 for you, it's 1-1 for us. Simple as that. If the pig wants to sack you, he can.
Yeah.
But
We'll go with 1-1.
Do
Do you know what I mean? Referee's decision, and we'll go with 1-1 then. Like, look at Spurs' game the other day. You know, that VAR incident was totally wrong, but it still got chalked down as not a penalty. So these things happen. You've got to move on. Take it on the chin.
Yeah, watch Pig's eyes, whether he goes on live chat or not.
Right, okay. I'm right. So my computer's over here. The live chat's here. If I'm looking this way, you know there's nothing here. So you know I'm not doing anything. All right?
All right, okay. This week, round 1. Okay, so this is the bidding round. Slightly different every week. So you guys absorb this question, and what's going to happen is you're going to bid on the amount of correct answers you're going to give. Okay, and obviously the higher wins. And obviously if you can't do if you can't name the amount you bid, the point goes to the opponent, the other person. Does that make any sense?
This is epic.
I mean,
you know.
we're just gonna go for it. I mean, we're playing like The Price is Right here. Did you say?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So guys, in the
Come on, Pig, just roll with
English-
it, Pig. Come on.
In the English Football League, guys, how many teams can you name that contain the letter X? So have a little think and have a little bid.
Okay.
Okay, have a little think, give a little moment. Henry, how many would you want to bid that you can name? English Football League only.
Okay, I'm gonna go with
A number. How many would you want to bid?
I'm gonna go with 1.
1. Any advance on 1, Pig?
I'll say 2.
Henry?
Yeah, I'm
Obviously,
still on 1.
So if you think you can't name more than 1, you'll have to ask Pig to do 2.
Oh, that's how it works.
Yeah,
so
well,
I've
Pig
got to say
can do
them.
2,
Okay,
yeah.
right. That's fine.
Oh,
I'll go
yeah.
for 2. Yeah.
Well, Henry can advance though. Henry can say 4.
No. I'll let Pig do 2.
Go on then, Pig.
So Henry can't then say 3. He's stuck at 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So my 2, I'm going to say Exeter and Wrexham.
Yep, correct. Points for Pig.
And that's what you get,
Good
Henry, for being a
answers.
bottle merchant, son. You should have gone for 3. Was there a third one though, or not, Mark?
There's loads. Oxford.
Good point.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
Honestly, I'm scared. The pig's scaring me right now. Honestly, that toothache is going to turn into a headache.
Yeah.
There was Oxford, Halifax.
Ah, yeah, Halifax. Play at the Shea. Yeah, that's right.
And a little bit more obscure, the last one, Cruaxander.
Oh, okay, good one. Good one.
That's a great one. Yeah, very good point.
Okay, same round. To point 1 point to Pig on this one. The next bidding round is Champion League winners. How many can you bid? Pig, you bid first.
Champions League winners.
Yes.
How many different Champions League ones? That's since
different teams that have won
since
it.
its modern inception.
Correct.
Okay.
Bid a number. You can bluff. You can go high.
Who has to bid first?
Pigs having a little think. Pigs for going first.
I'm going to go with 9.
Any advance on 9, Henry?
Wait a sec. How long do I get to think about it? Wait a sec.
No, you have a little time to think about it. You know.
Okay, right. Let me think quickly. Right. So he's gone for 9, has he?
I think
Okay.
you do more than 9, Henry.
You've got to be able to say them all, though. That's the thing.
Oh, of course.
This
you
is
have.
the thing.
You get one wrong, the point goes to the other team.
Mm.
Do you make Pig do 9? Do you think Pig could do 9? Is the question.
I'm gonna let Pig do 9. To be fair, I think it's a tricky one. Now I'm gonna let Pig go.
You've
for
had
it.
a mare hen because I've got this all day. Right, ready? Man United, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Inter Milan, AC Milan, FC Porto, Liverpool. How many's that?
7.
7.
I didn't know if Inter Milan have won it. Pete.
Yeah, they have. Jose Mourinho lifted the trophy with them. Yeah. 100%.
I've got Milan. I wrote Milan.
Okay,
down.
AC.
When did AC Milan?
Yes, they won it in the early
That's a
90s,
while
like a couple
ago.
of years on the bounce,
AC
mate.
Milan
100%.
definitely won
Was it still called the Champions League?
Yes,
then?
it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Was it actually?
Right, hang on, I need to think here. You're interrupting me, Hotspur. You're trying to destroy my train of thought here. So I need 2 more.
No, we just need to make sure that the answers.
Chelsea. Yeah, 1 more, and that will be. That would be one more. Bayern Munich. Done.
Yeah.
2 points to the pig.
You've sewn up round 1.
Thank you very much, there, Mark.
Good
You're a great
collective
quiz
kid.
master.
Pissing
Great
me
quiz
off.
master this week, I must say.
Yeah, there were tons. You obviously Nottingham Forest have won it. Juventus, Porto, PSV, Marseille.
Did Nottingham Forest win it while it was the Champions League, though?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right, fair enough.
Yeah, they won it. That's a joke that Arsenal fans always get. Nottingham Forest have won it. Yeah.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah.
Well, they won it twice in a row,
Yeah,
but wasn't it just the European Cup back then, no?
No, he's Champions
Okay,
League.
all right, fair enough. Fair enough. You're a bit older than us, aren't you, Mark? So you know your stuff. Top man. Henry, stop making so much noise.
Henry's a bit annoyed now. This is a round 2 to tie up, Henry. That first round's a bidding round. This round is a slightly different. Henry, you listening?
I'm here, mate. I'm here.
This round, this next round, you need this to tie up, Henry. So I'm a player, and you can only ask me questions that yes/no answers, yes/no questions to guess who I am.
Bloody hell!
And if you get a yes, you get to ask another question. Okay. So I'm a Premier League player of the last 10 years. So who wants to go first?
Let Hotspur go first then.
Hotspur.
So only yes/no questions.
Yeah.
How many are you
won the
allowed?
Have you got a Premier League winners' trophy?
Yes.
A medal, right? Okay. Are you black?
Yes.
Are you Thierry Henry?
No.
No.
Pig.
Well, I'm allowed to just have a free guess now, am I?
No, you can ask questions or you can guess.
Oh, sorry, I thought this was just for Henry.
No,
it's
Crikey.
either a question or guess. He let me go first.
Yeah. So.
Oh,
you
okay.
have information.
All right.
Hope you're
Okay.
listening.
Did they play for Arsenal?
No.
Did they play for United?
So
No,
wait. No. It's my question. Now.
Oh,
Is
okay. I see how it works
for you?
now. I see how it works now. Got you. Okay, just clearing it up there. Just a new format. Go for it.
So it's my question now. Okay.
Yeah.
So obviously he didn't play for Arsenal. Okay. Did he play for Manchester City?
Yes.
So he's allowed to guess now, is he?
At the moment he's not playing in the Premier League.
Yeah, he's not. Yes, he's not playing.
Is it Vincent Kompany?
No. Pig.
Shit.
Okay. Is it Yaya Toure?
No.
Okay then.
Wow. So what we're looking at is a black player that has won a Premier League winners medal for Manchester City.
I didn't say that.
Oh, did you not? But surely that's where we're at. Is that not where we're at? How is that not?
He may have won it with a different club.
Oh, good point.
I'm not happy with this level of quiz mastery, giving Henry clues at this stage like that. That's pure filth. That's pure filth tactics, mate. Okay, you might have not told him the answer, but you definitely helped him out significantly there, and I'm not happy about that.
I said he may.
He may have done.
Right.
He may have done. Okay, so we're looking at Man City, black player. Okay, is it a defender?
No.
Okay. So it's not a defender. Okay then. So let me just have a look. Is it a striker?
Yes.
Okay. So they won the Premier, and I've got a guess now. Yeah, I'm allowed to guess.
You can ask more questions.
Okay. Yeah, but we get one question each, don't we? And then one guess each, yeah? Is that right?
No, you can ask as many questions.
I did not know that, you see. I did not know that
as
at all.
long as he keeps saying yes, you can keep asking questions. Come on, Pig.
Right.
You're
Okay.
already
Going to
winning
be honest
this
with you,
by
lads and
two.
lasses. Going to be
Stop
honest.
being
Going to be honest. We'll
such
finish
a
it. We'll finish
Sirio.
it this week, but don't like this type of quiz. But anyway, let's have a think then. So, okay. I'm just going to say, let's go with Sean Wright Phillips.
No.
Oh no, he never won the bloody league, did he? What a stupid. Right, okay, over to you then, Hen.
Okay, so we've established that it's a striker that's won the Premier League with City or not, but he played for City and he's black. That's a tricky one.
Yeah, I've got
That's
it.
tricky. I should just be keeping this to myself, shouldn't I? My thought process there. Okay.
Time limit.
Has he played in this last decade?
Yes.
Has he played for Manchester United?
No.
Does he represent Togo?
No.
Damn it.
Does he have a shaven head right now, as far as you know, or did he have a shaven head whilst he was playing? When he won the Premier League, did he have a shaven head? That's my question.
No.
Okay, is he Brazilian?
No.
Bloody hell, this is weird. Okay, has he played for Liverpool?
Yes.
So he's played for Liverpool and City. Black striker.
Am I allowed to guess
won
now?
the Premier League.
Can I guess now?
No, it's still me. It's still me. Is it Raheem Sterling?
No.
Fuck.
Is it Daniel Sturridge?
No.
Oh shit. I thought he played for. Oh no.
Is he English?
No.
I think we're having a bit of a fat mare here, aren't we?
We are.
Just trying to think of City strikers who also played for another team and won the Prem. Crikey, it's not.
You're not allowed to read the comment section.
Mate, the comments are over there, man. I'm looking this way here. I'm looking this way. The comments are over there. Nah. No, it's not coming to me at the moment. Any joy, Hen?
Well, no, not for me, mate. In terms of players that played for Liverpool and City,
who are strikers?
Recently that won a Premier. Obviously, Liverpool have not won, so it's going to be a City striker that is won. That is obviously not Caucasian. There is no one coming to mind. This is very tricky unless I'm having an absolute melt job here. Whose go is it? Is it you, Pig?
Is he from Africa?
No, he's not.
Okay. Over to you then, Hen. This is
Okay. Is he European?
Yes.
Is it Mario Balotelli?
Yes.
Ah, of course.
Is it? When did he play for Liverpool?
He did play for Liverpool.
Did we not have that question? Did we not? He did. When did he play for Liverpool?
Of course he did.
He did, yeah. He played for he went there and he had a mare,
Did
didn't he?
he?
When Hodgson was there, was
Oh,
it?
did he have a mare? Did he?
Was
I can't remember. I can't remember him playing for
Was it
Liverpool.
Hodgson? I can't remember now. Or, but yeah, no, he did. He went there after City, didn't he?
He did go to Liverpool. He did, didn't he?
I'm pretty sure he won it with City, didn't he? Man,
He did. He did.
He
of course
did win it with City, yeah. He provided the assist
Yes.
for Aguero in that
Yes.
final game.
How
But
does that feel, Pig? How does it feel, Pig? There we
yeah,
go.
I mean, fair enough. You got that one. It just wasn't
Cool.
coming to me
I've
at
got
all.
it.
That was a complete,
I've got it.
I'm
Italian
operating on a couple hours sleep here, you know.
Balotelli.
And what I was hoping for some
Did the
proper
chat
quick fire questions here, to be fair.
Did the chat get it before you guys?
Sorry, mate.
Did the chat get it before you guys?
Let's have a look. See if the chat got it before we did.
They probably did. They probably definitely
Gung,
did.
she said must be
I'm not on
Balotelli,
the
surely.
chat. I'm not on the chat.
James said must be Balotelli. The music fiend says Super Mario. Who was the first person to get it? Maybe Danny Hustle. He said Balotelli. So, oh no, it goes right up there actually. Yeah, that was easy. I also had a brain issue there, Henry. Just like you, I forgot in my mind when I just think about Balotelli, I think of a City player.
Thing is, though, Pig, I got it before you did.
You did, yeah. You got it. Well done.
Simple as that.
Well done. You got it. So that puts you 2-1 down, right?
No, this only means it's the lightning round because it's 1-1. Round one went to you. Round two went to Henry there.
Oh, okay, but I thought I got 2 different questions right there.
End of the day, if you're not happy with how Mark is operating this,
That's it. He's going to get the sack, mate.
You can, you can have this conversation with him whilst we're not doing this show.
Yeah.
But whilst it's the show, if we're 1-1, it's 1-1.
Right. Okay. Hey, you're the official adjudicator. Look, G Wolf is the referee. He says JP got it first in the live chat as well. Thank you, G Wolf. And,
JP, points for JP.
Points for JP there. Well done, Jay.
Sorry,
I'm so happy with that. Mario Balotelli, come on. Henry Hotspur.
I cannot believe I didn't get that.
Each
Yeah,
round
shocking.
have little separate rounds. So the first bidding round had 2 questions, and this guess the player was just 1 round itself. So it means
important.
1-1. So the lightning round then. Can we test the buzzers?
Oh no, we're doing buzzers again.
No, but the thing is, I am at a discrepancy here.
We've got G Wolf now, haven't we? To if there's
right, okay,
disadvantage,
fine. But I'm not going another week getting screwed over it. I'm telling you that much.
What's your buzzer this week then, Pig?
Oink.
Henry.
You know mine.
Here's ready then. Question 1: which team plays their home games at Fratton Park?
Pogba.
Henry.
Portsmouth.
Yes, 1 point.
Well done.
Question 2: which team are nicknamed the Black Cats?
Oink.
Pig.
Sunderland.
1 point, correct. 1-1. In the tiebreaker. Question 3: in 2005, which 2 Newcastle teammates got sent off for fighting each other?
Oink.
Pig.
Lee Bowyer and Jonathan Woodgate?
No.
Oh, no. I know.
I'm going to give it over to Henry. Go on.
Lee Bowyer and Kieran Dyer.
Correct.
Yeah. Oh, I've had mares.
Yes!
I was thinking about when they played together at Leeds. Oh,
Needed both there, Pig.
Okay, fine.
Yeah,
I gave Henry one of them. That's a bit harsh, but yeah, carry on.
2-1. No, you've got to get both.
Fine.
That's fine. That's fine.
Good.
That's fine. Hopefully, there's lots of questions here, by the way, Mark, and not just 5 or
Hey,
something.
honestly, Mark, I don't blame you for not doing this segment ever again. Because just cannot allow you.
That's absolutely fine. No, you were right there. You got
it.
You got it right, Henry. Well done, mate. You know, you got to be decent at something, don't
Such
you?
a bad loser. Honestly, Pig, you are the most bad loser I've ever known in my whole life.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not a great loser. It's called being a competitor, my friend.
Question 4. Question
Could
4.
be a
Listen
prick.
up, guys. Who was the last player to score a hat-trick for England?
But
Henry.
Marcus Rashford.
No. Pig.
Harry Kane.
Correct. 2-2.
Shit.
Henry, disappointed in that one, mate. You should.
I know.
Scored
Piss poor. I
hat-trick
know.
against-
I don't know. I thought it's a trick question.
No.
You shit, mate.
It's
You shit,
the
mate.
team they scored against. So 2-2 in the lightning round. Next question: which animal does Watford have on their badge?
Perfect.
Henry.
It is like a deer.
Yeah, go on then,
You
yeah.
know, like a stallion or whatever. Yeah.
G-wolf.
A stallion? It's a freaking stag.
It's a stag.
No, I'm not having
That's
that.
what I mean, yeah.
Hold on. Hold the
No,
phone.
I said deer.
Hang on. So
I said deer. Wait. I said deer, and then I said stallion, as in like the male version of the deer.
It's a stag. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
not happy with that.
stallion's
A female is a,
Yeah, it's a stag. You know, it's a deer. It's a deer.
a female freaking deer, mate.
Is correct. A deer is correct. A deer is both female and male. It's the species. That is the species. A deer is correct.
I'm not happy with that. I'm really not
No,
happy
of
with
course
that.
it
If
is.
the answer was,
Of course it is.
What animal?
species?
What animal is it? The species is deer.
Okay,
It's
but
a deer.
if I said what species? Nah. Hang on, where's the adjudicator?
it's a
We need an
deer.
official adjudicator.
G-wolf.
No, it's a deer. It is a
G-Wolf
deer,
comments
and it's
and
the
says
male
a deer is a
deer.
male adult stag. Okay, that's fine, but it's not a freaking
Correct.
stag, is it?
No.
But a deer is the species. That is the species. A deer is not specifically male or female.
Oh, no, I
But
can't
was
believe
correct.
controversy's creeped into this one again.
What-
I was correct.
G-Wolf, we need a ruling, G-Wolf.
Deer is correct.
What's he said? What's the referee said?
Well, he said deer is a male adult stag, but we know this,
Of
but I
course it
want to know if we're accepting Henry's
What did
answer
the
as
I mean,
deer.
a deer doesn't necessarily have antlers, and the one on a Watford's badge has antlers.
Correct.
So
That is a stag.
But wait. What was the question? Can you repeat the question?
what animal does?
What animal? Exactly. What animal is a deer? It is a deer. A stag is a fucking deer, Mark. Right?
G-wolf.
I'm right on this.
G-Wolf
Well,
says,
I'm
I
right
believe
on
the
this.
point goes to Hen, but I'm very much
I
not happy
did-
about
I
that.
did-
Yeah,
Go on,
yeah, that is my point. All day
Right,
long.
go on then. Go on then.
3-2.
Fair enough. You got the point there. Well done.
Listen in then. How many consecutive games did Jamie Vardy score in to break the previous
Oink.
Premier League record?
Oink.
Yep, go on, Pete.
11.
Yes, 11 is correct. 3-3.
Thank you.
Next question. Who is the current Norwich City manager?
Oink.
Pig.
It is freaking. Oh, hang on. Daniel Farker.
Yes.
Oh, he almost went out of my mind there.
4-3. It's a
Get
pig.
in.
3 questions.
Fuck's sake.
2 questions left, sorry. Okay, next question. How many Premier League clubs are in London?
Oink.
Adjudicator is quite close.
That was close, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Who called that first, G-Wolf? Oh, dear.
This is proper VAR.
It was
isn't it?
proper at the same time, though.
It sounded
proper
like it was at the same time. So,
Proper VAR right now. We need to wait for the decision.
well, hang on. I can't actually look at the comments because somebody could put the answer, right? What was your question?
Exactly. So you can't look at the comments. We just need to wait for Mark.
It was literally at the same time, boys.
Yeah,
so
I think.
Mark doesn't even know what the adjudicator is going to say. This is an issue, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to skip this question out because we answered it exactly the same time.
Well, what about we you know, I don't know how we sort that out.
I would probably lean towards Henry as he's behind 1 point.
What? Are you joking me?
but-
What's this like?
but-
Is this like FIFA scripting or something? When you take a 5-0 lead against someone and all of a sudden the FIFA scripting kicks in and you end up losing 6-5? Is that what you're telling me is happening here? So because Henry's shit at quizzes, he gets a leg up and a helper. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, but
Come on, Pig.
But the caveat is he has to name all 5.
Well, that's easy though.
I could do that.
That
I
is
could do
easy.
that.
Like you're just giving him another question here. I'm not happy. I'm not happy.
Come on, no, wait a second. Mark is the, stop bullying Mark though, Pig. You are bullying.
I'm not bullying
him.
Mark. No, I'm
This
just
is his
very
section.
disconcerted with the current regime.
You can sack him. You can sack him after the show, right? But whilst the show is on, give him a little bit of respect, yeah. So he's basically said it's just about goes to me. I'm gonna give it a go. I might get it wrong, okay?
Well, you're
So
not
I'm going to
get it
go
wrong 'cause
with
it's an easy
Tottenham. I'm
question,
going to go
so-
with Tottenham Hotspur, and I'm going to go with Arsenal.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm also going to go with Watford.
Yeah.
And what do I need? I need 2 more, don't I? So, in the Premier League currently, it is Chelsea
Yeah.
and
Why are you taking so long, Henry?
Because I have
You're gonna have to give him the
think,
buzzer,
mate.
aren't you?
Because wait a sec, because I have to just rack my brain. Just give me 2 seconds. It won't take too long.
By the way, everybody in the live chat
It's
is
West
saying
Ham.
that.
It's West Ham.
Yeah.
There we go. That's it. That's 5.
You've not said Crystal Palace.
Doesn't matter, but I gave you 5 anyway. I said Tottenham Hotspur, Arsenal, and I said Watford. I also said West Ham.
And Chelsea.
And I said Chelsea. That's 5.
You did say
That's
5.
My point.
But listen,
that's my point.
It's my point because everybody in the comment section said that I said it just first, and including G Wolf United, the judge. So there you go. I would have got them all right. It's my point. Well, no, I'm sorry. It's got to work both ways. We can't just have a ruling for you and that never goes my way.
If that's the case, then it's a new question.
New question, then.
You
New
can't
question.
just have the point.
Absolutely. Well, that's fine. But it was an easy question, so I would have got it.
But thing is, though, Pig, we all have to trust you that you've got all the facts and figures in front of you. I don't like it.
Well, everybody can see that I'm not looking at the screen. Do you know what I mean? And well, that's why I'm getting some
6.
bullshit ones wrong. To be fair,
there was 6, and I said there was 5. There was 6. So...
What's the current score, by the way? Is it 4-3 to me still now? If we scrap that one off, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Mark, this isn't a walk in the park. Do you know what I mean?
No,
Sin,
not.
you have what you know.
You're doing well here, Sin. Sorry for my insubordinance and my tooth pain, anxiety, and all
Pig
sorts.
With a bloody tooth pain, he's such a twat. You know what I mean?
No, I'm not on the best of form today, lads, and that's I apologise. But yeah, ready for the next question.
In 2014, which country hosted the FIFA World Cup?
But
Henry.
Brazil.
Yes. Correct.
Well done.
Yeah. I think that's 4-4, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
That is it. That is it, sadly.
That is it. Oh, you're going to have to freestyle another bonus round.
Is there not some kind of sudden death mode?
We've got to get a winner, don't we?
There is a question that my friend put, but I didn't think it's very good, to be honest.
Right, okay.
That's what he basically put this question at the end. We're doing it all week. We'll have to try this one then. Which team won the league 3 times in a row first?
The Premier League or the English Football League?
Just the league.
Okay.
It was called the league. So, Henry.
Liverpool.
No.
Hang on. I'll go for Hang on. It's an obscurity.
That's why I didn't want to put it in.
Huddersfield Town.
Yes.
Come on,
What?
get in there.
Oh,
Have some of that.
sake.
Get in, my son. You see, and that is it. That is why
Bullshit.
I am the don of this quiz. It's a
How
toughie,
did
but
you
guess
know
what? The
that?
pig gets there in the end.
Absolute
Explain how you
bullshit.
knew that, Pig. How did you know that?
Well,
That's so
my
obscure.
family's from up there, and my dad used to tell me stories about old English football and stuff like, so I think I've just heard it somewhere along the way. That's the only way. Nobody's written it in the comments. Like, that's the only, I just plucked it out of obscurity there. It's in there somewhere.
Yeah, they're the first team to win it 3 times, and I think the fact that we said league and it wasn't the Premier League gave you a bit of a hint.
Absolutely.
No, I mean,
just for some reason,
takes
Huddersfield
it.
was
Pig
popping
takes
out.
Because I don't care as much about this as the Pig. I mean, he sat there.
I'm proper into
literally
it.
Fuming about this, I mean, the only enjoyment I get is just enjoy beating the Pig, but I don't want to beat him into oblivion. I mean,
No, you win some, you lose some. You live to fight another day, Henry. Last week wasn't my day, even though it was a VAR discrepancy was the issue I lost. But this time around, I've won fair and square. I've destroyed you. I've owned you. I've shown you to be what you are.
Quite,
you
mate.
have been weighed.
Not quite.
You have been measured,
Hardly.
and you have been found
Hardly.
wanting.
Hardly.
And he didn't get
bloody
the
hell.
Harry Kane question. To be fair, he should have got that.
I know, I
got
did.
that one.
That was my melter of the moment right there. It was.
Melted there, but I think the Pig melted with the Newcastle question. He knew it as well. He just
Right,
knew.
bonus
course
round.
he did.
Bonus round. 3 World Cup questions. Pig versus Mark. Ready?
Who's going to set them?
Sorry, I mean Hen versus Mark. Sorry, I'm going to say them.
Go on then.
Hang on a sec.
No, because I just want to
I
test
haven't
Mark's
signed
knowledge
up
out
to
here.
this.
He's testing our knowledge. Just have a little test of
What's my
Mark's.
buzzer going to be?
Who was the top goal scorer, the Golden Boot winner at the 1966 World Cup in England?
Pogba.
And
I have no idea, mate. What, more?
no.
I'll go with Charlton, Bobby. No. I knew it is as well. Jeff Hurst.
Right, okay, I'm going to have to check this now because everyone's saying Jeff Hurst, but in my mind I thought it was Eusebio. So let me just check because everyone's saying Jeff Hurst.
Come on, mate.
Player,
You know, you can't just come up with some random quiz for me and the Mark. I don't like it.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Hold on.
I thought
And it
Jeff
was
Hurst.
indeed Eusebio. So I was correct. So everyone in the comment section, you're wrong. It's not Jeff Hurst. It was Eusebio. So incorrect, I'm afraid there, Mark.
This is completely unfair. End of the day, Pig knows me on a personal level when he doesn't know Mark. In the same respect, it throws the whole quiz into
It really doesn't.
null and void
Who
territory.
won the
Of course it
first
does.
2 World Cups?
First 2 World Cups.
Yeah,
Uruguay.
correct.
Yeah, but what about the second team? These are the
But
first two.
this is the thing, Pig, because you know me. You probably knew that I'd know that.
Why would you know that? I would have thought you definitely would not have known that, Hen. To be
Well,
fair.
then you're an absolute prick, aren't you?
Well, not really, no. It's just like, clearly you've shown throughout this quiz and this last couple of episodes, you don't really know piss all about football, mate. So,
Shut up, mate.
so I wouldn't expect you to get it.
Mate,
Okay,
you're
I've got a
the
new one for you.
24,000
Easy one.
Subscribers in a channel, mate, and I've taken you to the brink of destruction every time.
Okay, I've got an easy one. You ready? Okay. Who did David Beckham lash out at during the England versus Argentina 1998 World Cup match where he got sent off?
Simeone.
Well done. Correct. Mark wins it.
I think it's Diego Simeone.
Diego Simeone, yeah.
It is Diego Simeone.
Mark wins it.
Not yet.
So, unlucky,
Not
Hen.
yet.
You lost again.
Well, I got the last. What do you mean? I got the last question right?
I know, but
Mate,
Mark wins 2-1. I
what
said
are
there was
you
going to be
doing?
3
What are you
questions.
trying to
You've
do
lost
here, mate?
2
Hey,
of the questions and you've won
hey,
one
what
of
are you
them.
trying to do here?
Don't try and
Just
paint over
because
the
you-
cracks here,
just
Hen.
because
You
your tooth's
lost.
hurting,
You lost.
Just because your tooth's hurting, you just turn this into let's show the world that the Hen doesn't know shit.
Oh, no.
Take
I
your
haven't done
hat
that.
off,
You've done
you
that all
arsehole.
yourself, Henry. You've done that all on your own.
Hardly.
No, look, I'm just playing around. No, it's a good fun quiz. I love it. I am a little bit touchy today, so apologies if I seem a little bit rude. But either way, I won. I'm the king. I'm the king of the quizzes. Get in there, Pig and the Hen quiz winner.
2-1. 2-1.
5th of the
Well done.
2nd, 2020.
Unsubscribe to the channel.
2-1 for the season then, Mark. Awesome quiz. Yeah, thank you very, very much. Yeah, I love doing these
Only
quizzes, mate. They're
just
very
Pig.
fun.
Only just Pig. Literally penalty shootout, you dick.
Nah, I don't know. I think I've done you earlier than that, to be fair. It's more like a 5-0 drubbing, mate, really.
Mm.
Maybe 5-1. Maybe got
Not at
consolation
all,
at the
Mark.
end there.
Don't just Okay, Mark, you know exactly what happened tonight.
I was impressed that you got married Balotelli because that was a really impressive. Henry.
There we go. I mean,
It's
a
a bit
couple of the
awkward.
other questions.
Not as
are
impressive as
absolutely
Huddersfield Town, though, eh?
belittled
That
the
was
Pig
impressive.
tonight as well.
That was super impressive how you got Huddersfield.
No, fair play, mate. Fair play. That great quiz. Yeah, keep them coming, Mark. I hope I haven't put you off doing this quiz mastery
not
for
at
us
all.
going forward.
Maybe I'll just I'll do some questions next time.
I think so, because I think like on that 20 questions one where we're trying to figure the name of it there's a bit of dead air there, weren't there?
I'm just trying to make it fresh and different
Yeah.
every week.
Quality, mate. Yeah, no, you're doing a
Yeah.
great job. Some great questions there, my friend.
Yep. No worries, mate.
Everybody in the live chat, shout out to Mark Sin. Give him a thank you for stopping by and doing the questions for us and being a great quizmaster. Top man. Thank you, Mark.
How much are you paying him?
Go on.
I'm just paying him in emotional support at the moment. Do you know what I
You
mean?
are paying. I mean, I feel this is fixed tonight. I do. I feel like the whole thing was kind of like to have that dramatic ending where you are the winner. It's too convenient.
It's true. I mean, how could I possibly know Huddersfield Town? The only way that would be is if Mark drip fed me the answer.
Exactly.
No, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
Quite impressive, I would say. Pretty impressive today from Pig, actually, to be fair.
What?
I
Well, I
thought
got something wrong, didn't I? What did I get wrong?
There's a few.
Oh, that Balotelli one pissed me off. I should have got that. Yeah, that's annoying. Henry
I
beat
thought
me on
you had it as soon
Balotelli.
as you said it was a black player from City. I mean, I thought you'd get it.
I know, yeah. You would think.
And went to Liverpool as well. So
He was shite
Yeah.
at Liverpool, though, wasn't he? It was literally like they
Yeah.
signed him and he did nothing all year.
then you left for
Yeah.
I can't believe I got that. I almost forgot he was at Liverpool. That's how bad he was there, you know?
Yeah,
But there we
he was
go.
there. It was shocking.
Thank you,
Great
Mark.
player
I really
though. He's
enjoyed
actually
that.
a
I
really
did
great
enjoy
player.
that.
That's the weird thing about Balotelli. Like he had all the ability to, and he does it when he wants, but he just don't want to do it that
He's
often.
one of those. He's one of those, isn't he? He's like another Ozil, but at least he gives the talk more than Ozil does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I mean,
Nice one. Brilliant quiz there, Mark. Thanks so much, mate. Good to speak to you as well. Any other sort of issues you want to get off your chest about Arsenal or anything while we got you on the line?
They're shit. Arsenal are shit. That's basically it. That's all I say.
That's basically it, and it's true. Yeah, fair play.
No,
You don't need to add any more.
no, I do enjoy watching them, but it's
Yeah.
just I'm just waiting for the season to end. To be honest, it's there's nothing. You know what? It's January, February. There's nothing to really watch.
No.
Like, excited for, and I know.
the thing is, Mark, though, are you happy with Arteta? Are you happy with him right now? Do you like him? Do you want him to stay on? Yeah.
I mean, to the point where Arsenal have been so bad, I can't really feel whether it's good or not. Do you mean it's like it's just
Got you.
don't know? Do you know what I mean?
I don't think it's his fault.
Sure.
He needs a full season, doesn't he? It's
Yeah.
not really his fault. But one thing I would say, and maybe this is not the case, but certainly as a rival or a neutral, I view it like this. Like if I was an Arsenal fan, I'd be looking at the last couple of years thinking we probably should have stuck with Wenger. You know? Like maybe at the time you think, oh, he wasn't doing that great of a job, and they did drop off
But
that
would-
last
would-
season.
would
But every
Wenger
year
still-
they were
would-
top four, and they played
Question
nice
for
football.
Mark. Question for Mark is if Arsenal fans still wanted him, and Arsenal, hierarchy still wanted Wenger, would he still be here now?
So you have to say it again, mate.
You mean would you take him back?
If the fans had never wanted him out at all, and the hierarchy at Arsenal FC was always supportive of Arsene Wenger, would he still be here now?
Yeah, of course, the fans play a massive part. I mean, certainly with you could see at United and all the other clubs that are struggling a bit. The fans are, that what make the club. So you could see, I could see that Wenger, wasn't winning like in his heyday, and then it got to the point where we're settling for just fourth, really, and getting in the Champions League. And this is the danger United are falling into as well. Just being in the Champions League and whether they're even going to be competitive in it. I mean,
Yeah.
so the fans certainly lowered their expectations at Arsenal. So and that's the same with that's just reality, sadly.
I think the owners at Arsenal always liked Wenger because, up until like the last season, he always got in top four. He always had them up there challenging. And that was during a period of them rebuilding, building a new stadium, paying for that, not investing fully into the squad. So he always did it on a reasonably, for a top club, a reasonably shoestring budget as well. So I think they would have loved Wenger. It's just the fan backlash got too much, didn't it, in the end?
Yeah, I think certainly they're profitable, Arsenal, because it's all. People say it's a football, but it is also business.
Yeah.
So the money, we'll say, making money. The Glazers are just all about the money, but they're on the stock exchange for a reason. They've got. It is a business. Sadly, it's the way you got to look at it.
And you can't just go and spend like a ridiculous amount, really, unless you're like Man City rich, because you just can't do that. Look at Middlesbrough back in the 90s when they had Ravanelli and Janino and all these guys, and they spent a fortune. Did them no good whatsoever, and now look at them. It just set them backwards, really, because they spent a lot and it didn't work, and then they were completely in the hole. So it happens all the time. Portsmouth's another one. Overinvestment. You've got to live within your means. And I think Arsenal and Wenger, what they did tremendously well over that period was living within their means and, building a new stadium and paying for it and just about doing enough to stay up there competitive. But obviously then they couldn't quite invest to challenge, which they're still struggling to do.
And for me, I would pay, I would give anything for them to win major honours again to watch that. Certainly Premier League or Champions League back in 2004, that would be a dream for me. But I got such a massive buzz when they won the FA Cup the first 3-4 years ago. That gave me just as much buzz as if we won the league. So
it is quite strange, during that whole period. I know they had that final against Barca and it maybe didn't go their way or whatever, but You would think Arsenal would have won a Champions League, you know, with the quality of the side that they had over that period. The fact that they never won one, I mean, I can understand Spurs not winning one, but not Arsenal.
Yeah, we had a golden generation, and obviously if you don't take your chances, that's it. It can easy go, and 10, 15 years can go by, and you can win literally fuck all, to be honest. So yeah, that's sad. But I think one day, like you said, I think it's in cycles, and you see it with Liverpool. Yeah.
I mean, for me, I'm going to say something because I've just sat here quiet for a couple of minutes listening to you guys and enjoyed what you've had to say. For me, Arsenal still have players that have the ability and have the quality to perform, okay? You've got a brand new manager in there, in Arteta, that's been sat, you know, right next to Pep Guardiola, learning everything that Pep does and knows. Okay, whether that can transpire to what he's going to do now at Arsenal, I don't know. But the fact is, you've still got good players at Arsenal. You should be in the top half of the table. For me, the players that you have, you should still be doing well. End of the day, you've got players like Aubameyang that knows how to bang in the goals, right? You know, David Luiz, he's a World Cup player. He's a good player too. You know, Lacazette is a good player.
Pepe, they spent a shitload on.
You've got good players there. You've made a few signings over the last couple of years. There is stuff there for Arsenal to work with. Do you know what? I mean, you know, Ancelotti's just gone to Everton, and I feel like he has solidified Everton right now. You know, if he'd gone to Arsenal, could he do the same job with Arsenal? I think he could. I think managers make a massive difference. I mean, and I hope Arteta can make it work, but I think it's tricky. Lampard, for example, is like an Arteta-esque kind of manager that's gone into Chelsea and made it work because there was no pressure at the time. You know, Chelsea were already kind of, you know, on the downward spiral, so to speak, and he needed to go in, he needed to change things up, bring in this young team, and he's done it. Arsenal, that, you know, they had, what's his name? He's been sacked. Unai Emery, he's gone. It's difficult for Arteta to come in now. Give him a chance. And hopefully, you've still got the players. You've still got a bit of finance there. Of course you have.
Oh, Hen, you sound pissed up, mate.
I need a piss, mate.
You sound pissed up, Sunshine.
He's complimenting Arsenal. It must be.
I know, yeah. There must be something wrong with him. He's complimenting Arsenal, but there we go. Anyway, has he got it? Has he?
He's having.
Okay, fair play. But yeah, great. That was a quality quiz, Mark. I think it might work better if we just have like quick fire like the whole thing. I don't know. Also, the buzzer option. I mean, I don't know about that either.
It wasn't too bad, to be honest.
It wasn't too bad. You're right. But there was
most of the time, someone's clear cut, isn't it?
Yes, there was a moment of contention there.
Yeah, I like to have a little the guest names things is always quite fun because you struggle with the Rovers.
Oh crikey, yeah. Oh my days. That was well difficult. I mean,
I was gonna go Wanderers for you, but I think Rovers was a bit fair. Then Wanderers is a bit harder.
Wanderers is Bolton Wanderers, Wycombe Wanderers. There's two right there.
No. Yeah, but there's more than that, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. But I can't think of them right now. So there you go.
Wolves are Wanderers.
Yeah, there you go. Wolverhampton Wanderers. Yeah. There's one. Yeah. I just want to read this comment from the Saint who says lightning rounds works best on Skype. So yeah, I think that is the case. The lightning rounds with the buzzers, it is good fun. And do you know what? Sometimes it's good to have a little bit of controversy, Mark. You know.
Exactly.
Well, I preferred football without this VAR nonsense when it just used to be like there was a massive error and then there was a massive controversy. Now you've got the same, but it's just sort of like delayed and the other way.
Yeah, exactly. And I wanted to talk about that this week, but obviously we're short of time, and I wanted to go back on that and in potential topic next week. I would say I'll make the quiz short next week and a little chat about VAR and possible corruption in football is an interesting topic.
Yeah, well, I mean, how long have you got to? Because you can talk about it now if you want. We've got a few minutes before we wrap it up. Or
Yeah, I just wanted a little touch on it briefly, and just
Sure.
how in sport in general, I'd say, where there is potential corruption, and by no means I'm saying football in the Premier League is corrupted, but I had a discussion with a friend who seems to think everything's rosy in the world, but I said, look, corruption in sport it's been happening for years and years, and VAR can open that up to certainly, a lot of the crime syndicates do prey on things like this. We haven't spoken about this, but certain little decisions that a lot of people bet on, a lot of crime syndicates bet on results, think they, that happens in football, it happens in cricket. So I'm just wondering where VAR has been possibly been exploited for that.
Wow. But if that was the case, Mark, if that was the case, what you are suggesting is that people are getting straight involved in in this with the referees. I mean, how is that different to how things have ever been? Because in the past it has been a referee.
Yeah, it's somebody in a room now, isn't it? Now it's like somebody, an anonymous
so what you're saying
person.
Is that easier to get to? Is that what you're saying,
I think
Mark?
it opens up to a lot more possibilities for crime syndicates to bet on certain results. The amount of free kicks, a penalty at this sort of minute, or goal disallowed, it can change so much, and it happens in all sports. And VAR, I don't know if any pundits, anyone discussed this, but by all means, I'm not saying it's corrupted at all, but I'm just opening the possibility of it happening.
Sure.
It's something
I think that would definitely be exploited at some point, Mark. I mean, you see it, just even in this country alone, and in terms of football corruption, I think this country is actually one of the better ones. I mean, that might be laughable to say, but I think it actually is. But Bruce Grobbelaar back in the day, throwing the games, that springs to my mind. There's loads that goes on over in Italy. Seems every other bloody year there's some sort of football match fixing thing going on. So it's just a matter of time before somebody's inside somebody's pocket there within the VAR room.
With Joe Crank, my friend Mark, he thinks the world is rosy. He doesn't see it can happen. I'm not saying it does, but I was watching that documentary with Phil Neville, not Gary Neville, not Phil Neville, the ugly of them.
Well, it's hard to decide which is which, to be fair, but
I don't know. I think Gary's fitter.
Fitter.
If you're, I don't know if you've seen it, but any of the viewers, go watch it. It's about how Qatar won the World Cup, how they won the World Cup, this little nation.
Yeah.
But have a look at that. It's such a good documentary.
That's pure corruption, yeah. In fact, one of the first ever videos that I ever made that got over like 100 views was about the Qatar 2022 World Cup when that was awarded in, I'm guessing it's like 2013 or something. That was one of the first videos I ever did that got more than like a few views. You can watch that, in fact, and I look very young and tanned and a little bit slimmer in it, so quite depressing. But
you've done a video on it, have you?
Well, I did in 2013. I did one when it was announced, or maybe it was 14. But basically, when they announced the Russia and the Qatar World Cup, I made a video about the corruption of FIFA and the fact that that Qatar doesn't have a rich history in football, and obviously it's just a money thing. The stadiums are being torn down afterwards, and the temperature, 50-degree heat, and just all the factors, the reasons why there should not be a World Cup in Qatar, and the only reason why there is, which is money. That's basically what my video was about. So,
but I say money, like I said, money talks, isn't it? People network. It's going to happen. It is going to happen in football. It's such a
absolutely. FIFA's one of the most corrupt organisations in the world.
I haven't heard anyone say it's not going to happen. It's happening.
It's happening. If you watch Gary's documentary, it's an hour long. How they treat workers that are building these stadiums, it's atrocious. You got to watch it. And how they're going to handle, because it's a Muslim country, it's an Arabic, state.
There won't be any drinking or anything like that going on with it.
Well, that's it. I mean, I don't know how they're going to manage all that.
But this is another argument in terms of Western or Chinese consumerism. Any top-notch economic developed countries consumerism. You look at Adidas, you look at Nike, you look at anyone that develops or makes anything. And you're paying prices and most of the profits are going straight to the company and the people that are actually making this shit or building this shit. When it comes to getting ready for World Cups, anything, it's all fucked. We all know it's all.
Yeah, I mean,
fucked,
there's
we?
not what I can't see why all these FIFA representatives would think that it's better to select a country that is way too hot, doesn't have any stadiums or the infrastructure or the transportation between stadiums and all that stuff, and give it to them
That's so
above
ridiculous,
ahead of England, say, who has all that stuff, who has all the safety, who has all the transportation, has all the stadiums, has the history. I don't get it, but I guess they're trying to go into new markets, if you like, a new country. They've never been there. I mean, I can understand it from that point of view. I said the same, well, not the same, but I said a similar thing about Russia getting it. But in all honesty, I thought the Russia World Cup was one of the best World Cups that I've witnessed in terms of how it was organised and how it was run, and just the vibe of it. I thought it was really good. So, we'll see what happens with Qatar. I'm sure they'll put it off, but yeah, it's all completely corrupt.
Oh, Henry, whilst you went to have a piss, we were just talking about VAR, how that can be exploited by crime syndicates betting on results and things.
For sure. Yeah.
It's just something that, I'm not saying it is happening. It's just maybe a conspiracy topic, I suppose.
Yeah, close encounter
because
of the third kind.
Because there's obviously delays, isn't there? Because I know they do it in tennis where there's delays and when the umpire pushes for points. And
sure, eagle eye or whatever it is. Yeah.
It's called court-siding. It happens in tennis. It happens in like Peg said, it happens over the years, like betting results, Grobbelaar and
Juventus got relegated for it, didn't they?
Yeah, but VAR can easily be opened up for that, I suppose.
Well, the crazy thing is with VAR, okay, I'm not exactly touching on the point you're making there, but this game against Manchester City the other day, okay, I think for me, it's the first time I've seen it where the game is carried on for at least pretty much 5 minutes of open play, and then it gets brought back for a penalty. Literally after about 5 minutes of open play, the game gets brought back for a penalty because Serge Aurier went in on a tackle against a City player. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. And it gets brought back for a penalty. They miss the penalty. We win the game. Okay. But I haven't seen that before. I have not seen that before. Is this going to be something now in the game where penalties are just brought back? Just imagine. Just imagine a game where your team's winning 1-0 and, so you're pretty much 90 minutes in and suddenly it's brought back like 10 or 20 minutes or half an hour earlier.
I know, there's got to be a limit, you're right.
Precedence here.
Yeah.
Who is setting the precedence here? That was a shocking decision. Nobody's talking about it because we won the game anyway, but that was absolutely different and unorthodox from anything that any of us as fans have seen before. And it worries me, and it's disgusting.
It was like that Liverpool Manchester United game when a Liverpool player got taken out, and they didn't bring that back, did they? It should have been a penalty. Well, it should have been a free kick, and then United scored, didn't they? Remember, it was last the one game that Liverpool drew.
Right, yeah.
That was
I mean, there's always going to be contentious decisions like that. I mean, you've got to draw the line somewhere. But I think if it's in the build-up to it, like that incident you're on about, Henry, then that's fair enough, because it was only about 30 seconds before, that happened. But no, I understand that. It's obviously...
I think if the game is continued, they shouldn't bring the game back. It's silly. Right. You can't be expected as a player to continue to play the game and then suddenly a decision's being brought back. The decision, everybody should stop playing if a decision needs to be referred to, because otherwise that's not football anymore. It's ridiculous.
Very suspect, isn't it?
It's a grey area.
Just imagine if Tottenham had gone on to score a goal straight away. Would it then be brought back to a penalty for City before we'd scored our goal? Would our goal have been cancelled? It gets messy. These decisions need to be made a lot quicker. Whatever's happening, I
think we do need it long term. I think we're just seeing this is VAR in its infancy. Really, I think it will get better. I think we need to have a public viewing of these incidents as well, because like you said, Mark, having it private and not viewed by the public at the time of the incident, it only opens up the possibility that is some foul play behind the scenes. Because if we can't see what's gone on, then we can't decide for ourselves.
Yeah, but I'm starting to think that is an issue, though, right? You know, I know this is going against what you guys have probably talked about, but the problem is it's different to rugby. It's like if you put it up on the screen and everybody sees it, and the referee makes a decision that everybody else disagrees with, then it just opens up the game of football to let's just hate on the referee more, and that's the last thing we want. Because in fairness, you know, the match officials, the referees get enough stick as it is in football.
Okay, but we do want the best referees, and we want the ones that can make the best decisions under the pressure moments, you know, which is why there should be some sort of accountability for referees. Like if we see, I don't know, like, you know, Howard Webb, for instance, I always thought he was a decent referee, but a lot of people think he just used to give stuff to United, right? But if you're seeing the decisions that he's seeing,
no wonder you thought it was decent.
But if you're seeing the decisions that he's seeing in front of you, and you can understand from the angle why he's made that decision, then you know it backs up or it pulls down his decision. So then we can decide. I mean, it's a tricky one, I know. Right, okay then, so we've actually hit the 3 hour and 3 minute mark on this podcast, lads. This is like a Joe Rogan experience length podcast here. That's intense.
It's not even been worth it. I haven't even been enjoying it that much because you've been an arsehole tonight, Pig. You have.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, the feeling's most definitely mutual, my friend. But that's why we like doing this show sometimes. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit of back and forth.
I was hoping Henry you'd do a watch along yourself, mate, ahead of Spurs versus Southampton tonight.
I mean, I would do, but the thing is, I'm just not technically minded. You know, like I'm gonna watch it. Will I watch it live? I mean, the thing is, where I am now is pretty much
to come in the chat, and we can.
It's pretty much going to be on soon. How many hours is it from the watch? What are you talking? You're talking Tottenham, Southampton, are you?
Yeah, it's on tonight. Well, tonight for us.
How many hours are we away from that right now?
I guess if it's like quarter to 8
Not
kickoff,
long.
is it? Or
what's the time now? Let's
5:05.
I think let me have a quick ganders. Give me a second. It's usually at
probably
7:45
or I don't know actually.
It'll be safe.
It's good 3 hours from now, isn't it?
Shout out to you, Gungshi. Thank you. He says, love these shows. Long show. Thank you, Gungshi, for getting in here. The Saint as well. JP, Inner United, some legends.
Oh, fuck. I just spilled a drink.
Oh, no.
Melted.
Melter at the moment. Nice one.
A can of Rio right on the bed. And
by the way, Mark, great shout. Rio, like, I don't know if they have that nationally or whatever, but certainly in the south we do. Because it's made by a company called Horton Woodhouse in Dorset, right? So that's why I know that. And Rio is one of the most underrated drinks going. A can of Rio, I tell you, that is pure heaven.
Well, they didn't sell it everywhere, do they? It's my favourite.
I know, it is a classic drink. They don't sell it many places at all. And do you know what annoys me about Rio? It's like, here you go, here's your option. You can buy a can. It's like, mate, I want a 3 litre bottle of that shit. Why can't I buy that from Asda or whatever?
It's very true.
I'll send you a crate, mate, if you want.
Yeah, please.
It is very true. Rio is decent.
Brings me a question. What's the deal with the super chats? Do YouTube take 50%?
No, they take 40%, I believe. So...
That's a lot. That's a shit.
It's shit, isn't it? Yeah, shit.
Is there not a way...
I think it's fair. End of the day, we're using YouTube as a platform. So, end of the day, it is what it is, isn't it? I think it's fair enough.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, it does seem like a bit... I think maybe 20% would have been fairer. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're not really doing shit apart from giving you the platform to do it. You still got to do all the effort.
But without YouTube, nobody would know.
That's true. Without YouTube, you wouldn't make anything. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's true.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
I figured it'd be, all yours. I mean, that's the premise.
Even the channel memberships, they take 40% off.
Oh, yeah. Really?
Actually, sorry, I think it's 33.5% actually, not 40. Somebody look it up. It's either 33.5 or 40. I've lost it in my head somewhere. A third would make sense though, actually.
Yeah.
But
there must be a more efficient way to send you funds to support you, I think.
Well, there is. I mean, if people wanted to send them to my PayPal account as a donation, they could. But I'm not going to ask people to do that because it just sounds like I'm an absolute tit if I say that.
Thing is, if you are thinking of doing that and you do that, make sure if if you are a fan of the Pig and the Hen show, please make sure that, you know.
Well, that's not going to happen
You know
anyway.
what
I'm not
saying?
going
I
to do
don't
that.
need-
I'm just
I
going
don't
to
need
keep the super chat format on the
you know.
go. What I would say to people, if they do want to support the channel in a certain way, is Patreon's a good one because they take a very small percentage, and obviously
Right.
that is a good way to support creators on YouTube because it's just like debiting
Yeah.
out your account once a month, whether it's $2 or $10 or whatever. But the actual fee that they take is very, very small. I think it's like 3% or something, maybe not even that.
Yeah,
Still, I
let's-
wish I was Patreon because
let's
it's like
push that
basically
then. Come on.
pay who you want to pay if
Oh.
you love them, but I'm going to take a tiny percentage, you know. And the Patreon must be making shitloads.
Yeah. I've got Rio all over my bed now.
Oh,
Fuck's
no.
sake.
Rio Ferdinand, we don't want to know, mate. Right, okay, we better wrap it up because we're coming up to 3 minutes and 3 hours, 10 minutes, which is just madness. So I need a ciggy. Don't know about you guys.
Is this the longest show?
It's up there,
Probably
yeah,
is.
it's up there. Nice one. We're all just lost it. We've melted. We are the melters of the moment now. Let's just leave it before we melt even more.
Well, thanks for having me again, and I'll do a better quiz next week.
No, just ignore what I was saying about. I thought it was a good quiz. It was just a different
Mark,
quiz. That's all.
Don't apologise to the Pig. He's a prick. All right. End of the day, your quiz was absolutely brilliant. You know, the Pig won it by a hair. You know, literally a foreskin pube of a win there.
Yeah.
You know.
A stag. I think you won it by a stag.
And that's
I think.
Nadja. Right, we better leave it there then. Thank you to everybody who's tuning in right now on the live stream. The committed people who've tuned in for a marathon show of the Pig and the Hen show. So thank you to all of you for stopping by. DJ Fergus, the Saint, G Wolf, the Music Fiend, Gungshi, JP, who else is in here? G Wolf, Sam Ingram, Ilya United, bunch of the legends. You know who you are. Thank you to everybody for stopping by on the channel today. Do us a favour, smash a cheeky little like on this video if you are in here. If you could give it a share on social media, that would also be absolutely epic. And yeah, Mark Sin, have you got any social media you'd like to plug so these people can follow you on there?
No, not just Facebook. If they want to add me.
Oh, okay. You're not on Instagram or Twitter then?
Why? Oh no, I'm too old for that.
Oh, okay. Because
My Twitter got deleted from. Yeah, I deleted.
because I'd like to conflab with you, you see, privately to be able to decide what questions you're going to ask me next week. And you know, if I haven't got the capability to do that, I'm not too happy. So
we're already doing that.
that's true. Yeah. Nice one.
I couldn't care less. Do you know what I mean? I'm not some kind of sad. Oh.
Sad. Oh. I love it. I love it. Brilliant. Nice one. Okay, then we'll wrap it up there. We're going to end the show with Mark on the line today. So thank you very much for joining us, Mark. Top man, the Cinnamon, the Quizmaster extraordinaire, a question of sin, Quizmaster. Thank you very much for being with us today.
Sinter is coming, and
is that
Sinter
what
has come.
Yeah, is that what it's called? So there's nothing this Saturday, I presume, because there's no United aren't playing, are they, this weekend?
Well, I am going to try and get a video out every single day. I don't know what it's going to be about yet. It's just going to be random sort of topics about Manchester United, most likely. So, yeah, I know.
Nice. I like it. Cool. All right, I'm going to get off the phone and let you wrap things up then, mate.
Legend. All right, thanks, Mark. Have a great day, mate. Great quiz.
Take care, Henry. I always feel you get neglected by me, but yeah, nice.
No, you
speaking to
don't,
as
mate.
well.
Mark, I know deep down you like me. You prefer me over the Pig, but you don't need to say it.
Yeah.
I know it.
Everyone does, mate, to be fair, you know.
There we go. Love you, mate. You take care. I'll see you next week.
You know,
right?
it's, you're only seeing Henry emojis in the live chat, that's for sure. So, oh, that's because there isn't one of me. Oh yeah, I remember now. Anyway, hey, Henry, I sent you that emoji. Did you like that emoji?
I did. Yeah.
Henry's got his own emoji, by the way, lads and lasses. Anyway, if you play your cards right, Mark, you could be onto a sinful emoji of your own.
Yeah.
Legend.
Please, yeah.
All right then, mate.
Bye,
Have a
guys.
great week. We'll catch up with you next Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll speak before.
Top
but-
man.
See you later, mate.
See you later, Mark. Thank you,
Bye.
buddy.
See you,
Take
Mark.
care, mate.
All right. Bye, Nicola.
She's out the room there.
All over your missus.
Nice one. All right then, Hen. To be honest, that was a great quiz from Mark. To be honest, Hen, I'm sick of the freaking sight of you now, buddy. So I think we should just wrap it up right now.
I don't, mate, honestly, mate, you're being horrible to me tonight. I mean, all I'm doing is just turned up for the Pig of the Hen show, and I just feel like you just don't like the sight of me, do you?
Nah, that's not what it is at all, mate. Sometimes I'm just trying to put on a professional show. I've got mugs turning up with connection issues, and they're rustling their microphones and their headphones and all that stuff.
Oh, I soon sorted
And the viewers
that out.
dwindle,
Did
and
I
what
not?
I mean? I'm trying to,
Did I not
trying to put on a decent show here, mate. So maybe I got off on the wrong foot.
I sorted it
Plus,
out
I've got some
very
tooth
quickly,
problems, had
did
a
I
sleep
not?
issue last night. You're just going to have to give me the break. But I'll tell you what, I'll end this show by saying this, Henry. If I've offended you, if I've upset you at all throughout the course of the show, then I apologise to absolutely nobody. The double chump does whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, I mean, I just didn't even hear what you said there.
Never
I'm not
mind.
fussed.
Never mind.
What matters to me is, honestly, I made the right decision, the right call, in the early days of the show today to disconnect and reconnect.
You did.
Otherwise, I would not have been able to hear or understand what was going on.
You're right, Henry.
Simple as that.
You did a good job there. We had a good show in the end. It's been a long one. Like, we've more than made up for that little bit of dead air in there. So well done, Henry. I really appreciate you doing the show. Fantastic performance from you today, my friend, honestly. Ultimate performance. Player of the season performance from you, Henry Hotspur.
Thank you.
Okay, well, we'll wrap it up. Anything to say to the viewers of the Bacon and Egg Brigade here, just to end it on, Hen?
Not so much. I'd just like to say to everybody out there, most of you are probably not affected by the coronavirus whatsoever, but you're probably following the news. Anyone that is affected by the current outbreak, stay safe. We did not have a chance to talk about it in tonight's episode. I was going to talk about the mask that I've got here. I haven't been able to get my hands on many. This is a N95, which is actually a mask that does, as far as I know, from what I've read, actually protects you. I've only got a few, and it's difficult to get your hands on these masks at the moment. The regular surgical masks basically don't do anything apart from the fact that they're making you avoid touching your face whilst you're out and about. The advice out there right now is do not go out and about, stay in, exercise at home, do your press ups, do your push ups, do your sit ups, do your star jumps. If you need to exercise, which is advised because that increases your immune system, stock up, get fucking food deliveries in if you can. If you have to go out and do shopping, do.
By the way, that video you sent me the other day,
to.
Henry, was absolutely hilarious, mate. I thought that was hilarious.
Which
It was
one?
just like somebody obviously filmed it in Wuhan or wherever it is. It's obviously just a joke. But there's a takeaway delivery driver at the door, and he's wearing the mask, and he comes into the person's foyer in their house. And then he starts coughing, and then the customer just kicks him out of the door and throws the food out like it's a bomb. You sent me that. It was hilarious.
But this is it. This is what it's like at the moment. End of the day, the UK's had a couple of infections. I mean, it is spreading worldwide. At the moment, it is just contained to Wuhan. Generally speaking, deaths outside of Wuhan, outside of the Hubei area, have been limited to one in the Philippines, one in Hong Kong. Other than that, the infection is out there. It is going up every day. But, I'm trying to be positive about this. I'm not a fearmonger. I think we're going to be okay. But, it's almost a shame we haven't had a chance to talk about this more.
We'll have to save it all for
It is
next
big
week.
news.
Yeah, we'll save it for next week, mate.
For me personally, I have not left the apartment for the last couple of weeks.
Good, mate.
Well, certainly the last week.
Just take care of your loved ones and don't go
right?
out unnecessarily. That's the way to do it. Yeah. If you don't have to go out, don't go out at all, mate. Honestly, I agree.
Well, there we go. We'll
get
know
onto that
more
next week.
in
Yeah,
a week's time.
we'll talk to.
The figures have exponentially gone up since we spoke last week, but
G Wolf says, please let Henry
just
have
have
his
to see.
segment and talk about this virus. I mean, we talked about it a lot last week, and if you want to say anything else, please do. But I mean, yeah, fair enough. I'm just getting a bit freaking right. Go on then. Finish it off.
No, the pig's nicotine is more important than people.
That's not
suffering and
that's not
dying
what I
out
said
here.
at all,
It's
is
all
it?
good.
But I'm
No, I
glad
mean,
I'm
the
glad
thing is,
you
there's
understand.
Okay. What needs to be said is, between the Pig and the Hen show last week compared to the Pig and the Hen show now, we've gone from 130 something confirmed deaths to 490 something deaths. So you're looking at deaths worldwide have more than doubled in a week. Okay. Yes, that's a little bit worrying. The most concerning thing is the fact that actions speak louder than words. So okay, I'm British, you are British, my family's British, your family's British. Okay, the British consulate dealing with foreign affairs have said that if you are able to leave China right now whilst you still can. That's what they've actually said. So the official advice for me as a family man where I am right now, I should not stay here. I should just get a flight back to the UK ASAP and go. That's how serious this
Are you
situation
serious?
is.
You've not told me this. So
No.
you're being advised to leave the country right now?
Yeah. That's the official
Holy shit! I didn't
listen.
realise it was where you are was that that bad.
No. If you're in the China mainland, you are as a British citizen.
Yeah.
You are advised to leave right now. Yeah, that is the official recommendation for sure.
Fucking dodgy, mate. Yeah.
For sure.
We'll come home then, mate. We'll do some live Pig and the Hens.
No. I don't, because I don't. I think I'm better off. Do you know what? If I'm up right now, if I'm up sticks and go, get on a flight, I'm more at risk.
Yeah, you're probably right, mate.
More
if you just quarantine yourself off, yeah, you're probably right. Going and sitting in a metal tube with 100 other people, you're probably right, mate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Simple as that. But it is serious. We have not had a chance to talk about it in the show. I was ready for it. I was ready to have a proper chat about it. I'm sure some of our listeners would like to hear about it. But let's leave it till the next show. We'll know more. And we can have a proper in-depth chat about it.
We will do. Yeah, we'll do.
I mean,
we can even do a coronavirus special if you want,
SARS.
Hen. Like if you want to just do a video about the coronavirus, that's cool too.
Well, the thing is, at the moment, I don't know when I'm going to be starting work again right now because it's that serious. So, if you want to do
Pig and the Hen shows daily, then, isn't it?
A daily Pig and the Hen show, or not fortnightly, every other day, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I'm up from whenever, my friend.
I could be ready for it. I want to know how Gunshy's getting on. He's in Taiwan. I know the spread is not.
Yeah, he said it's all over mainland China now. I think there's a few cases in Taiwan, isn't there? I mean, there's a few cases in England now as well. So it is spreading.
There is a couple of cases. It is out there. But by this time, I don't. As I said, I hate fearmongers. I hope everything is going to be contained. At the moment, thankfully, I feel like things are basically contained to the Hubei region, which is where Wuhan is. Okay. Right. But we're all going to know a lot more in the next 14 days or so, whether this is going to turn into a worldwide pandemic or not. Simple as that.
Yeah, I think the ones in the UK they're contained in Liverpool because they started from rats, I think. But not the rodent.
The province I'm in now, Guangdong, has 800 and something infections, but no deaths. Okay. Hubei has, a lot of deaths. The majority, 400 plus deaths. The majority of the deaths have come from the Hubei region, especially this particular city, Wuhan. So, end of the day, we were talking about this last week. It has kind of spread across the world, but bottom line, in terms of deaths and concentration, it is all that particular area, and I feel sorry for the souls there. But in terms of global spread, let's hope that it doesn't. This is not going to affect other cities in the same respect. I don't think it is at the moment.
Nice one. I echo that too. Thank you very much for the update, Henry. We'll get into it more next week. Thanks for joining me, Hen. Sorry if I've been a bit grouchy today, mate, but yeah, it is what it is.
It's fine.
Next week I'll be back
It's
on
fine.
form, my friend. Nice one.
In terms of infections, where I am, just quickly, just if you're curious, there's literally 3 people confirmed infected with this virus within 5 to 10 minutes of where I am broadcasting right now. So it is
a
out
very
there.
real threat.
That's
there.
why
Yeah.
I'm staying in.
Yeah, Gungshi says people are panicking everywhere. Hen, most people are wearing masks here in Taiwan, and they're in very short supply. So I think most of Asia's probably quite up on it.
Masks are difficult to get your hand on. If guys, anyone listening right now, if you can get your hands on masks, and if you don't need them, send them in to the pig, and I'll get the pig to send them out to me, and I can distribute them out to people in the local vicinity, because that is what's in need right now. Genuinely,
that's a legit thing that Henry's saying there. So if you do have a way of getting any masks to either us or him or me or whatever, honestly, we will send them out to him. Yeah, that could actually save some people's lives. So, yeah, Henry, shall we do a 24-hour live Pig and the Hen Show podcast charity stream for all the people affected by the virus?
I'm up for doing any streams right now. I'm not working.
I said a 24-hour one though.
Any
so
stream.
It's got.
I mean that might not be so possible, but
I thought you cared about these people, but that's fine.
I like the sentiment. I like the sentiment. Shut up.
I think we could genuinely raise a fair bit of cash for the affected families though, and maybe a bit of research or whatever. We need to look into some legit charities that'll be dealing with it though, because I can't stand giving money to charity. You find out like 80% goes to paying people's freaking wages and shit like that. That pisses me off. Anyway, we'll figure it out. Hey everyone, we're going to wrap it up there. Thank you so much for getting involved today with today's Pig and the Hen Show. Please do us a favour before you go on what is proven to be, I think, the longest Pig and the Hen Show we've ever done. Please do smash a cheeky little like on this video. If you're new to the channel, subscribe and get your thoughts and opinions in the live comments, in the not live comments after this video is finished about anything we've discussed. Sure, there's a lot of topics we have discussed in this 3.5 hours. Shout out once again to Mark Sin for the amazing A Question of Sin Pig and the Hen quiz. We look forward to speaking to him again next week, and me battering Henry once again. Get in there, my son! Quizmaster extraordinaire. Anyway, we will leave it there, but have yourselves a great day. Have a great week. There'll be more United content, more content coming out on the channel this week, so keep a lookout. Keep your eyes peeled for that one. Henry, anything to add at the end here?
Nothing so much, just that last little bit on the coronavirus. Let's just hope that it's not a big deal. I mean, it is a big deal because people have lost their lives, but let's hope that this isn't going to turn into something major. That's all I can say. We're going to be reporting on this again. Bottom line, I'm sorry guys, but this is all that I've been basically looking into for the last week and a half or so, because this is affecting me personally.
Well, stay safe out there, mate. Make sure your family
tune in again to find out what's going on.
Yeah, make sure you're taking care of the family. Don't make any unnecessary trips and all that good stuff, my friend. Nice one. A few shout outs at the end here. G Wolf United, The Saint, Adel Varut, Gungshi, JP, G Wolf, I've already said him, Mark Sin, Illy United. Who else is there? Well, these are all the die-hard legends that have tuned in here for 3.5 hours of pure cod talking shite. So thank you to all of you for stopping by and getting involved with the show today. The music
Even
fiend,
I'm bored.
The music fiend, Sean. Sorry, mate?
I said, even I'm bored.
I know, it is a bit boring.
These guys' lives must be awful.
They're using us as an escapism, oh my days. Like, how low can you go? Anyway, guys, right, we'll wrap it up. Thanks for stopping by. This has been the Pig and the Hen Show. You've been watching the pig. And he's been...
the hen.
And we'll see you on next Wednesday's edition of the Pig and the Hen Show. Stay classy, have yourselves a good one, and come on, United.
Might be sooner.
Might be sooner, true. We might do a bonus or two.
If you're lucky.
Pig and the Hen.
Pig and the Hen Show.
pig and the pig and the hen.
Pig and the Hen Show, Pig and the Hen Show, Pig and the Hen Show. Pig and the Hen Show, Pig and the Hen Show.
And there we have it, the end of the show. What a long one today, the Pig and the Hen Show. Thanks for stopping by and watching and joining in with us. It's been a great laugh, all you legends in the live chat. Thank you for being with us and stopping by and making this live streaming community so great. Also, Mark Sin, shout out to him, the Quizmaster Extraordinaire. Thanks very much for taking the time to come up with all those questions and stuff, man, and treating it like an actual job. You're a bloody legend. All these people at the end as well in the post-match... No, not post-match. Post-video rolling credits here. Thank you so much for tuning in to the show and for supporting the channel on Patreon as you do. This is just a little shout-out and a thank you to you guys. So have a good one. In my ear, bloody confusing me when I'm trying to speak and read. Sort it out, head. Anyway, right, okay. See you lads and lasses later. Have a great day. Thanks for tuning in. Stay classy. We'll see you soon. Peace.